なさいってとこまで来ました。
ここまで来てたかお味噌汁。
お味噌なら花丸き
風味一番もね。
子供の入院は僕のがん保険で賄える。妻の入院も僕のがん保険。病気や怪我も特約マックスつけるだけ。アメリカンファミリーでしょ。健康応援団マックス。
アメリカンファミリー。
今夜二人で
メールワン。
1円メールの通貨メールワンに新料金プラン登場。
メールワン。
通話もお得な通貨メールワンスーパー。
メールもますます電波に力。通貨。
遠い昔は人間も海に住んでいたんだ。海がなければ生まれてこなかったんだよ。
ちょっとったま。森永。
これまでの指定席よりちょっと贅沢。ゆとりの4列サルンシートでおくつろぎください。光レールスター山陽新幹線にデビュー。
西日本。タンポ。お待たせ。リサ。ごめんなさい。どうかお一つ。またこれだよ。
Alright, we are back. We are continuing with Fate Stay Night Heaven's Feel, where we last left off. What were we doing? We were just chilling and taking care of some business, preparing ourselves for possible fights, hanging out with Sakura, hanging out with Ryder, all that good stuff. We also got a really weird perspective of Shinji Matou, and I really don't like him, and I hope something bad happens to him specifically. But I think we're about to have dinner. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe for all the content that I'm giving you, and let's continue. It's evening now. Tosaka seems busy and Sakura's asleep, so I'll make dinner. My left arm can move, albeit slowly, so it shouldn't stop me from cooking simple meals.
カジキの唐揚げと、あとは肉じゃがかな、これは。
Let's check what we have in the fridge and decide on tonight's menu. It's really nice to live in an anime world where the fridge magically stocks itself up. With 2 new mouths to feed, our ingredients go quickly. I'll have to make some time tomorrow to go downtown for groceries.
いただきます。
Everyone seems excited to see that dinner's ready and waiting for them in the living room. Wonder where Ryder is, but she likely has reasons for being absent. Ryder's priority is to protect Sakura. Maybe she doesn't have to have much contact with Tosaka, who could be an enemy.
後で食べに来るかな、ライダー。
If she doesn't come over, I'll pack a meal and bring it to her later. She didn't seem to like being around other people, so she probably is in the shadow of the dojo.
へえ、シロってこういうのが得意なんだ。さくらは洋食で、シロは和食派ってこと？
Tosaka looks at me with surprise as much as she munches on fried fish. I fried the marlin fillets golden brown until I made an elegant soy sauce. What? I made the fillets golden brown and made an elegant soy sauce marinade that brings out the fragrance of ginger. Tosaka seems fond of it.
私はこっちのが好きよ。シロがお料理上手で嬉しいわ。
Next to her, Ellie is enjoying a mouthful of savory sweet beef stew. It's too bad that I didn't have any potatoes on hand, but I'm glad that she likes it. But Sakura's holding her chopsticks, looking confused.
さくら、どうした？食欲ないのか？
あ、食欲はあるんですけど、先輩、この肉じゃがお砂糖入ってませんよ。味付けが変です。
ね。
Did I really make such a rookie mistake with beef stew, of all things?
ちょっと待った。
I taste the beef stew from the pot in the middle of the table. That's odd. This is how he always seasons it.
さくら、なんか変かな、これ。
変って、これ、お砂糖と塩が逆になってませんか？甘みが全くないんですけど。 そう？肉じゃがってこういう味でしょ？そりゃ隠し味らしきものが入ってるから他のとは違うけど、ちょっと真似できない味よこれ。私は初めてだからわからないけど美味しいよ。ちょうどいい甘さで食べやすいし。
Sakura pokes her head at the beef stew with puzzled expression. She takes one bite, and a second, and then a third.
さくら。
なんか味付けの薄いところを選んじゃったみたいです。変なこと言ってごめんなさい。
Nope, she's faking her ass off right
今
now.
日も美味しいです。
She laughs and resumes eating. Sakura moves her chopsticks as if nothing happened. I got a little nervous when she started looking off, but she regained her spirits. With gusto, she even asked for a third helping. Third? Tosaka watches in surprise, and Sakura kept eating with delight until we completely finished all the food and rice. Is that why she eats a lot? Because she needs more magical energy? It's after 10 p.m. now.
時間ね。そろそろ行くわよ、シロ。
Tosaka appears right. Sorry, something just clicked in my head. She needs more magical energy, so she eats a lot. She needs more energy. That's the same reason why Saber ate a lot. But Rin does not eat nearly as much as that because she naturally makes a lot of magical energy. Curious, small detail like that is really interesting. Tosaka appears ready to leave.
分かってる。それじゃあ留守番頼むぞ、さくら。
Tosaka and I will go out and patrol as planned. It sounds stupid to think that we could fight back against Zoken by patrolling the town, but that's all we can do at the moment. The enemies we have to beat are Zoken, Assassin, Saber, and that mysterious Shadow. To be honest, there's no way we can beat them in a straight fight. I just have to be patient while Tosaka comes up with countermeasures. Despite that, we can't stay cooped up in the house. As the news said this morning, Zoken has started attacking civilians. We might not be able to beat him now, but I don't think it's a waste of time to try and prevent more people from falling victim. Put on my shoes without saying anything. Both of us know how dangerous it is to go out at night. Even if Zoken is only after Sakura, he might consider it a nuisance if we walk around town. In the worst case, what happened in the forest might happen again. The thought doesn't make me very talkative.
ちょっと、どういうつもりよ、あなた。
And then, I'm not in the mood to even for a serious talk, but I look up to see Tosaka staring at me, Jesus.
見送りなら結構よ。おとなしく部屋に戻っていなさい、さくら。
Staring through me, to be exact. She's glaring at Sakura, who's standing in the hallway.
姉さん、やっぱり私も一緒に行きます。姉さんと先輩だけじゃ夜で歩くのは危険だから。
さくら。
So that's why she's here. I appreciate the sentiment, but we have to stick to the plan.
ダメだ。ゾウケンの狙いはさくらだって分かってるだろ。さくらはイリアと一緒にここで身を守っていてくれ。
それは分かっています。けど先輩は片手が動かないし、姉さんだってもうサーバントがいないし、ふざけないでさくら。あなたが私たちの敵であることは変わらないのよ。そんないつゾウケンの手駒になるかわからないやつに背中なんて預けられない。
That's actually a decent point.
けど姉さん、あなたはあなただけ守っていればいいのよ。私たちに少しでもすまないって思うんならこんなことで手を煩わせないでちょうだい。あなたはライダーに自分とイリアを守らせておくだけでいいんだから。
父さん、お前
ほら、ぼーっとしてないで行くわよ。こんなことをしている間にも犠牲者が出てるかもしれないんだから。
Tosaka grabs my hand and pulls me out of the house.
ともかく気をつけて留守番してるんだぞ、さくら。イリアのことは任せたからな。 おい待てってば父さんがちゃんとついてくからいい加減手を離せ。
ぐずぐずしてるそっちが悪いんでしょ。
The sucker releases my hand and stops power walking.
何よその顔。言いたいことがあるならはっきり言ったら。
Why'd you do that? She's being like this now, all rushed and weirdly belligerent. Yada yada. If you're that self-conscious about it, then then you didn't need to use that tone of voice with her, idiot.
じゃあ言うぞ父さんが。さっきのことだけどさくらにあんまりきついこと言うな。さくらだって
分かってるわよ。けどだからこそはっきり言わないといけないでしょ。半端な態度を取ったらそれこそ造形につけ込まれるだけでしょ。
I don't think berating her makes her want to commit to it more.
私はさくらに同情していない。だって造形の操り人形とかマトウに引き取られたこととかそんなの私には関わりのないことだもの。
父さんが
Fucking Christ.
いい？私があの家にい
I
るの
keep skipping on
はさくら
accident.
じゃなくてあなたがいるからよ。私の目的は聖杯であってさくらを助けることじゃない。
I don't believe you.
そのためにはさくらを監視するし嫌われたって構わない。だからさっきみたいなことも言うしこれからもさくらを敵として扱うんだから。
I don't believe you.
じゃあ父さんはさくらに嫌われても構わないっていうのか。今は赤の他人だから関係ないって。
そうよ。それに文句があるのあなたは。
バカ、そんなのあるに決まってるだろ。
That's so like Tosaka. She's normally so bold and decisive, but now I can see her clenching her fists and trying her best to convince herself.
分かった。父さんがそう振る舞うって言うなら好きにしろ。父さんがどんな態度を取ったところで気持ちはちゃんとさくらに伝わってるんだしな。
伝わるってどういうことよ。
だからお前がどのくらいさくらを大切に思ってるかってこと。部外者である俺でも気がつくんだからさくらにはボロバレだ。
誤解よ。私はただその。
誤解も何もない。人間どうでもいいやつに真剣には怒れない。遠坂がさくらに厳しいのはそういうことだろ。口にはしないけど。
何言ってんのよバカ。やめてよねそういう歯の浮くこと言うの。
Tosaka's so angry that she becomes red in the face, but it doesn't have the usual impact, which tells me enough.
なんだ迷惑かこういうの。
迷惑よ。当たり前でしょそんなの。
そうか。じゃあ迷惑ついでに言っとく。俺は遠坂とさくらには仲良くしてもらいたい。さくらは遠坂が好きで遠坂だってさくらが好きなんだから今みたいにぎこちないのは気に食わない。
あのね私はさくらを敵として見てるのよ。仲良くなっても仕方ないしそれに第一今さらどうやって仲良くなる
Oh,
っていう
that's
の
the
よ
issue.
あんたは。
I see. You're just fucking
どうやって
awkward.
って今のままでいいんじゃないか。
How are you today? Oh, I'm hungry, but I'm too invested in the plot to eat right now.
俺から見てもいい
How
お
are you,
姉さん
Nettie?
だぞ。
無駄話はここまでよ。とりあえず今朝のニュースでやってた現場に行くんだから。
Tosaka spins on her heel and stomps off. I follow her with the absent-minded sure. But then,
シロ
she says my name without looking at me.
そのありがとう。今のなんか嬉しかった。
Tired? Nah, I feel it. And grumbles embarrassed. The mice have been really fucking loud because because it's starting to get warmer, words have just failed me. Because it's starting to get warmer, the mice are not like around. But it got cool today because it rained. And the fucking mice are so goddamn loud. They're waking me up. They're not in my room, but they're close enough to my room in the walls where it's just waking me up, and I have not been sleeping well. Which is why I'm still streaming, because I had coffee earlier and that shit is running through me. There's no one at the Central Park. It isn't particularly crowded even during the day, and now it's extra quiet after last night's murders. Fuckers are back. They never left. They were just quiet. I haven't complained about them. I mean, I showed the picture of the lizard that tried to invade the house in your Discord. Those motherfuckers never left. The park wasn't built as a place to rest between the office buildings. It's no different than the undeveloped wasteland.
殺人事件か。世間じゃ事件じゃなく事故って扱いみたいだけどね。まあ、確かに誰が死んで体のどこがなくなったのかいまいちわからないんじゃ、殺人って呼び方も怪しいか。
There's still bloodstains on the grass. Quite a lot of blood spilled in 4 separate areas. There's some distance from the blackened ground, probably because the victims tried to run away.
大阪、お前はこれが造剣の仕業じゃないって言ったけど、どうだ？現場に来て印象は変わったか？
そうね。あの黒い影の仕業かと思ったけど、ちょっと違うみたい。あいつが出ると、辺りのマナーを軒並み飲み込んでいくでしょ？けど、ここ一帯の魔力は枯渇していない。まあ、ここで起きたことが予定外の食事だろうって見方は変わらないわ。
You like the music? That's all we managed to learn from the scene. We have to leave the site of the tragedy. Every once in a while, the music score will put in a track that I don't recognize, like a new track that hasn't been in the other routes, and it'll jump scare me, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? We don't find anything else of note in Shinto. Given how conspicuous last night's incident was, it's possible that Zoken's group is trying to keep a low profile tonight. It's almost midnight. Osaka and I head home feeling a cool breeze from the riverbank. I asked her a question on the way.
遠坂、桜、Matouの後継者なんだよな。
I've been curious about something for a while.
何よ今さら。もう隠し事なんてないわよ。
いや、そうじゃなくて、後継者ってことは桜も魔術師なんだよな。なら桜はどんな魔術を使うんだろうって。
ああ、そういうこと。
This is important. Because we didn't ask Sakura when we were talking about it
マ
earlier.
トウの魔術は戒めとか強制とかそういうものだって聞くけど、レイジュだってマトウがいなかったらできなかったって言うし。
Oh.
じゃあ桜の魔術は制約なのかな。だけどそれだと。
That day, the magecraft that Sakura unleashed when the crestworms were attacking her must have been Rider's power.
制約ではないと思う。それはマキリの禁樹であって得意とする魔術じゃないもの。
Well, now I'm concerned about something that Sakura said, because she said the transplant happened days ago, and if she has the power of compulsion, that means we're forgetting stuff. That's what seems like it's happening right now. She's compelling us to forget shit, and I'm concerned about that.
まあ、考えたところで意味ないわよ。さくらには魔術を使うだけの魔力がないもの。そんな余分な力、真っ先にこう止められるんだから、魔術は組み立てられないはずよ。
Manipulation. Sakura and the Matou family line are basically vampires, with the exception of the Shinji Matou. Shinji's just an asshole.
そうか。それならいい。で、遠坂から見て、桜ってどれぐらいの腕前なんだ？マトウの後継。
魔術回路の数で言うなら、私と同じぐらいよ。シロ、私たちが姉妹ってこと忘れたの
？Right now that she mentions it, that's why the Matous adopted her to begin with.
じゃあやっぱり遠坂と同じぐらい。
どうかしらね。私が五大元素で、さくらは架空元素だったらしいわ。けどマトウは水属性だから、無理やりそっちに変えられたのよ。鳥としてなら大空を飛べたものを、無理やり海中に入れたらどうなると思う？
死ぬか、それとも。
そう、海中に適応する体を得るだけで精一杯よ。 遠坂でなら大成しただろうけど、無理やりMatouにさせられた桜は素人変わらないわ。うん、体を鍛えてある分、あなたの方が何倍も強いでしょうね。
じゃあ仮に遠坂と桜が魔術戦をすれば、
10回中10回私の勝ち。桜の魔力量じゃ私の防壁を突破できない。
I see. I don't know what kind of magecraft Sakura can use, but her power dynamic with Tosaka is clear. Tosaka isn't the type to brag, so she's probably just stating the facts, which means that they're going to get into a fight and Tosaka's gonna get fucking washed.
けど恥ずかしいな。桜が魔術師だったことにも気づかなければ、桜の腕前もわからない。これで桜の保護者を気取ってたなんて、とんだ大バカ者だ。
あのね、桜は体内の魔力を刻印中に食べられちゃうんだから、そばにいても魔術師だってわからないわよ。それにあの子はあなたにだけはバレないようにって頑張ってきたのよ。だからそんなこと間違っても本人の前で口にしないでよね。
Yeah, don't need to tell me twice. Even if Sakura is a mage, she's still Sakura. I'm not sophisticated enough to play games with her anyway. No matter who she is, all I can do is treat her the same way as I always have.
そうだな。遠坂がそれでいいって言うんなら、俺は今までと同じように桜とやっていく。魔術師として手を貸してもらおうなんて思わないけど、それでいいんだな。
もちろんよ。あなたが桜に頼ろうなんて言い出したら、その時は桜は私の家に連れ戻してたところ。
The way she says it so gently with a smile makes my heart skip a beat. See? You are a great big sister, Tosaka.
けどそれも無理かな。桜、あなたの家だと笑うんだもの。昨日から何が驚いたかって、それが一番驚いたわ。
That was a surprise? The thought seemed to make Tosaka so happy.
笑うって、桜はその。
That's how she always is. No, he's being dumb.
ええ、私の取り越し苦労だったけどね。そのさ、私は桜とはあんまり話せないから、その代わりに暇さえあれば見てたのよ。あの子が私と同じ学園に入ってからは毎日のように弓道部に入り浸ってたし。
ああ、それは知ってるけど。
うん、それでね、しばらく経ってから気がついたのよ。あの子一度も笑ってないって。
That sounds pretty believable, even though I'm only hearing it for the first time. Now that I think about it, Sakura's always pretty gloomy at school.
まあそれもあなたがいる時だけは別だったけど、たまにシロウが弓道部に来た時は桜だって笑ってた。要するに桜が元気な時はエミやシロウが目の前にいる時だけなの。
That's fucking depressing, actually. Tosaka's saying something that should make me happy, but somehow...
桜、人前では笑わないのか。
I feel like I just learned a terrible truth about her. Her happiness doesn't exist without us? That's a little obsessive and sad. That's really sad, actually. Well, now I don't. So I was making the joke that Sakura's gonna lose her mind and that we're gonna have to kill her. Because that's probably is what's gonna happen. But now I really don't want that to happen. I want her to find her own happiness without us. It's past 1 in the morning by the time I get back to my bedroom. Flop down on my futon. Tonight's patrol was fruitless. All we learned was that the story on the morning news was true. The enemy I have to defeat. To be honest, when I think about that thing I'll have to fight eventually, it gives me chills and makes me want to vomit. Zulk and an assassin are opponents that a human can still fight, but the other two aren't. I'm not sure if this shadow can die. As for Saber, I don't have a chance in hell of beating her. But now that the innocent people are dying, it doesn't matter whether I can win or not.
アーチャーの腕か。
I touched the red cloth around my left arm. I do have a weapon. I don't know how well it'll work, but it's still a weapon. The question is whether I can master it or whether I'll be able to survive using it. You won't. Not right now, at least.
少しだけなら大丈夫だよな。
I unwrapped the red cloth. My blood starts to flow as soon as I loosen the binding. Suddenly, I feel like I hear a beast howling. Something stabs me. It's stabbing me throughout my body. Is this pain? If it is, then no pain I've ever felt before counts as pain anymore. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. That uneven tatami. My bed softness hurts me. I feel like I'm sitting on a hill of swords. You are sitting on a hill of swords. The air is toxic, and I die 3 times from breathing in it. A bird chirps in the distance. The wind is strong. There's no humidity. My skin dries out and turns to sand. It flows and slows away. I crumble away. Hot sticks stab me through the exposed holes. 32 of them through my shoulder. Each of them delicately, meticulously, excellently precise skewers my internal jugular vein, trachea, spinal cord, sympathetic nerves, bilateral upper, middle, and lower lobes, aorta, heart, diaphragm, spleen, stomach, liver, all 8 sections of my large intestine. I'm crumbling. Time slows to a frightening pace. I watch 6 trillion cells crumble at a rate of 340 per second. There is no pain. There is no pain. There is no pain. There is only terror. The credits roll, invading with astonishing speed. The flashback stops on a maniacal image. The death to come, the death in the past, the death happening now. The pain isn't physical, but a burst of rejection each time death strikes me. I hear a noise. I'm on my knees. It's the sound of me hitting the floor. My eyes are hot. I realize I've been crying. I desperately stop a scream from escaping my throat. I curl up into a ball, tuck my head into my stomach, and clutch my left arm in my right hand, weeping. I'm scared. I haven't felt this since the fire 10 years ago. I'm scared. The dread that every living creature feels. I'm scared. For the first time in my life, I want to escape my own doom. I don't reject death because it hurts, nor because I want to live. It just scares me. I tie the red cloth back on, knot it over and over so it never becomes loose again. I was sobbing. The priest said I'd die if I used my left arm. That's bullshit. I'll die if I even take off the shroud. My body might be able to take it, but my mind will go first. Even slightly loosening and exposing the skin to the air was enough for a mental ordeal. If I couldn't even endure that, then I can't possibly live with the shroud. No. If this arm is a contradictory thing that no one should touch, then it's too late. My body is already a train on an abandoned and condemned railroad track, ready its final stop. And a ship with a crack in its hull sinking to the ocean depths with no one to save it. Only the passengers are unaware. By the time they notice, it's already too late. My breathing is ragged. I was having a bad dream. I wipe the sweat from my forehead. I can't even stand up. I just stay curled up, bearing this pain I don't understand in my head. I don't understand. I can't remember. My left arm hurts. It hurts so bad I wish I didn't have a left arm. I try to remember why it hurts so much, but I can't remember how I was feeling just a second ago. The pain recedes. I managed to bundle up my disjointed mind. It must have been because I was sleeping. My scattered memories feel like chopped onions that should cook nicely if I organize them. See, add a drizzle of soy sauce for color, pepper for flavor, and a pinch of potato starch to bring all this mess together.
まずそう、それ。
Mumble absently. My uneasy head, my useless head, that only knows how to help others so much it's a nuisance, comes up with one conclusion. Just say you're hungry. Bro, just say you're hungry. I don't have to eat something that doesn't look tasty. I lost it already. It doesn't make sense to rely on something that isn't there. Therefore, Shiramiya has no weapon. He has to suppress this alien thing as long as he lives. And it'll taint him for the rest of his life. My guy, he is going through one hell of a trip, and he's got the munchies. Well, you know what? Yeah, that's pretty accurate. So our arm, I didn't mention it before. But Archer's arm, which is grafted onto our body at the moment, if we undo the seal a little bit, his memories from like his experiences start flowing into us, but it flows into us like all at once, and so he's kind of losing his mind because of that. So he undid the seal so he could try to get acclimated to it, because we know the truth about Archer. Us, the player, not Shido. But yeah, I don't think he can handle that. At least not yet. It's futile to restrain it with this cloth. There's only one way to truly escape this poison. Just cut it off. I know that, but I can't bear to let it go. A muzzle of a gun points at my temple. I imagine its trigger. The left arm is the trigger. Once I pull it, I'll operate as designed and blow my brains out. I'm trembling. In the dim light, I hold my breath and stare at the blank wall. I hold my left arm tight and fall back down. Just cut it off. I close my eyes. I stifle my pathetic moans. In time to sleep so I can be rested tomorrow. So he just shot himself? He mentally shot himself. That was his way of trying to escape the pain, I guess. I hear a small noise. Wake up to the sound of footsteps in the wooden hallway. I wake up my hazy mind. It isn't quite 2 a.m. Less than 30 minutes have passed since I went to bed. I squirm on my futon, unconsciously holding my left arm.
Sakura.
She's outside of my room. How'd you know it was her? I call out to the source of the noise outside my door. I didn't sense her outside. I just had a feeling that she was there. She gonna eat us again? Door slides open. Sakura dreamily steps into my room. She stares at the ground, biting her lip in shame, unsure of what to say. She apologizes to me as if blaming herself. But I should be the one apologizing. I know full well why she's here. It's the pain of her body panting in thirst.
帰ったらすぐにさくらのところに行くべきだった。苦しい思いをさせてごめんな。
I stand up. Even if I apologize, I can't be forgiven for getting so wrapped up in my left arm that I forget about Sakura's condition.
分かってる。さくらの準備ができているんならすぐに始めよう。
Sakura nods, blushing. There's nothing to be embarrassed about, but maybe Sakura sees the act of drinking blood as something immoral. And it's kind of weird. She looks down with a troubled expression. All right. We can't get anything done this way. She bit my finger before, but we can share my blood a smarter way this time.
ちょっと待ってくれ。机に確か。
Am I missing stuff? I stand up and go to the desk. Suddenly, my left arm moves. What is happening right now?
いや、なんでもない。ちょっと立ちくらみがしただけだ。
Damn, I'm pathetic. As soon as I used my left arm, I remembered my earlier pain. doesn't hurt as long as I keep the cloth on, so what am I afraid of?
よし、あった。
With my right hand, I rummage around the desk drawer and pull out a box cutter. What is happening right now? I extend the blade to make sure it isn't chipped or dulled. If Sakura isn't going to bite me, then I need to draw blood myself. Is he about to fucking stab himself for her? I know the compulsion earlier made him, like, totally do that. Like, have the thought of doing that, but I didn't think he'd actually do it. This would be easy if I had a syringe or some tubing, but unfortunately I don't. So the fastest way to draw blood would be to cut myself. My right hand holds the box cutter. My left hand is wrapped in a cloth, surrounding my left arm. I'm doing something foolish. Yeah, I'll say. Well, I got nothing. Dude, I don't know what, I've been playing the game for the past 6 hours. I don't know what's happening right now. I'm confused. If I'm holding the box cutter in my right hand, that means I have to cut my left. But if I hurt that much just by loosening the cloth, cutting it is clearly out of the question. Still, my left hand isn't dexterous enough to make a short, precise movement while holding anything thin. I'll consider what to do next. I hear the echoes of a howl. It tells me that it still isn't too late. That this arm is too heavy a burden to bear. Think. Remember how much you just suffered from loosening the cloth. It isn't too late. You have a blade. It's going to keep invading your body for the rest of your life, and it'll be a constant struggle to keep it in check. You'll have to live with it, never knowing when the bomb you're carrying might go off. So you might as well take that knife and cut off the timer at least. I freeze, still holding the box cutter. I told myself I wouldn't have any more doubts, but they were all resurrected as soon as I picked up this blade. My heart beats a cold and mechanical rhythm, and my eyes lose focus. Her voice breaks me out of the chains. I put down the knife and take a deep breath.
悪い。少し考え事をしてた。どうでもいいことだが気にしないでくれ。
Bro!
そうなんですか。でも、先輩顔色が。
ちょっと胸焼けがしてるだけだ。今の桜に比べたら大
Didn't we get past this lying shit before?
待ってろ。この程度の傷ならすぐに。
I slowly moved the box cutter. The pain is a slight pinch, no big deal.
よし、これなら。
Blood leaks out, brighter than I expected. Now Sakura can... I drop the box cutter. Sakura stares at my wound and the red liquid trickling down my arm. She's wearing a slack expression. It's like she was never scared to begin with. Her eyes look like she's in a trance. Her lips are half-parted and her pale throat gulps with desire. She gets on all fours and crawls over to my futon towards me. She reminds me of a graceful four-legged beast.
Sakura.
I don't know how to react to this sudden change. I just extend my arm, blood dripping from the wrist, to Sakura. A drop of blood falls from my fingertip. It falls on her soft, wet lips. Her tongue flicks out, lapping up each drop. Spellbound, Sakura licks my finger. Is this the exact same dialogue as it was before? It's happening again. The irresistible feeling is coming. Sakura looks beautiful and bewitching as she licks my arm. Her scent enters my mind and arouses me. Any fear she showed earlier is long gone. It's like she's looking honey. She's going to eat you alive, dog. Her lips draw closer to the cut. They cover the wound, which had been leaking blood. I'm struck by indescribable pleasure. My shoulders go limp as my arms might fall off. It's an enchanting sweetness unlike when she was only licking me. You might want to consider doing a blood bank heist. I grip my teeth, keeping my voice down. My blood is taken, and pleasure flows into its place. The pain of the wound is hazy, and I can barely even register what's happening to my right arm. Sakura sucks on my arm, draining it dry. I only know that she's doing it to recover her magical energy, but it's so sweet. Even her murmuring voice resonates with my nerves. The ecstasy of having my blood sucked reaches my shoulder, and the discomfort and fear of my left arm is being drowned out by the pleasure in my right. Before I know it, I'm embracing her. I use the arm that Sakura is sucking to pull her in and hold her close to my chest. Sakura continues slicking her thirst, savoring my blood. She said, "My." She's now taking possession of us. Also, again, I promise what's happening on screen right now is not sex. More than her soft body, I'm drunk on the touch of her lips on my arm and the honeyed pleasure of being drained. I promise it's not sex. An indescribable impulse rises in my chest. I want to hug Sakura until she breaks. She sucks it all up. The sensation of having not just my blood, but my vitality sucked away as well. In my pleasure-dyed, hazy mind, I feel like this reminds me of something. Does it matter? I don't care about those misgivings. How long do we stay like this? Days knocking boots? See, the thing is that the original version of this game, Daddy, did actually have sex in it. So, in the context of this remake that does not have the sex in it, they're not having sex, but we all know that they're having sex. Sakura reluctantly pulls her lips from my arm. My head feels heavy. It feels like Sakura is sucking on me. It's like my mind is floating in the air. Still, I try to see if Sakura is okay. We can't legally show sex, but we can sure as hell imply it. Sakura drops her gaze apologetically. Also, did he pass out? What happened there? Then I feel the last drop of tension leave me, and as I've used up all my magical and physical strength. He did pass out. The lights go off in my head with a zap. I can't think about what comes after. I can't remember Sakura's gentle touch on my arm or the pleasure of having my blood drained. Like giving my blood to Sakura was just a dream. I fall into a deep slumber. My thoroughly exhausted body forgets it all. Sakura treated my cut and went back to her room. He's still bleeding. The anxiety lingering in the back of my mind, everything that's happened tonight. Fall back into the light sleep I was in 1 hour ago. Oh, she didn't get enough. She's about to go drink other people. I can imagine the original novel. They did Dirty Dancing and then causes her to snap back to reality. Snap back to reality! It is in a sea of red. Water covers familiar landscape, making the town seem like a fish tank. There is no air. Each time it breathes, something dark coils in its throat. It craves oxygen, but the harder it tries to breathe, the more the heavy air fills its lungs like water. So it's not different from being in the ocean. It pants, feeling suffocated. It was meant to live on land. It wasn't born in the sea. Seeking to exit the water, it climbs toward the highest place in town. Still, it feels breathless. Looking down at the vast cityscape, its throat burns due to lack of oxygen. Its suffering causes it to despise the peaceful sleeping city. Can't breathe, can't breathe, can't breathe. There is no air here. There is no pain here. Can't breathe, can't breathe, can't breathe, can't breathe. It's dragging something. The body is bewitchingly slippery and colorful. Can't breathe, can't breathe, not enough, can't breathe. Dark hands gather several corpses. Crooked hands squeeze several corpses. Not enough, not enough, not enough, not enough. It's not enough! Few silent niggas left, but it's not enough. Sorry. With the screeching noise, something splashes all over it. It lacks oxygen. It's hard to breathe oxygen. The water pressure doesn't care. The water pressure is unbearable. Flowing liquid covers its body. Most likely, it believes that this is the waterproof suit it needs to survive in the ocean. It reaches out with its warped hands. Moonlit, dark hands become a giant shadow, descending to crush part of the town. She wakes from her sleep. She gasps for air. Aghast at the shockingly realistic dream, she hugs her burning hot body. Suddenly, she feels something wet. Both of her hands are covered in dark red. She shuts her eyes and thrusts her hands away from herself. When she rarely opens again, her hands are clean. Even if it was just a hallucination, she can't stop shaking. She trembles with fear, shuddering like a broken machine. The shaking might cause the rattling bolts in her ears to fall out. She imagines all of her insides falling out one by one until she lost too many parts to move anymore. The visual terrifies her so badly she can't stop shaking. You know, I'm just gonna be honest. I thought Fate was just gonna be magics and holy grails and fighting, but now I guess we're vampires in this timeline because fuck it, why not? So the first two timelines are like that. This time, excuse me. This timeline is specifically to fuck with you if you played the first two timelines. She goes to the bathroom. She can't take more than a few steps. Her trembling limbs won't obey her. She nearly falls over, bracing herself on a desk. Her vision is hazy. She can't walk to the door or even see it clearly. She can't remember what she was just dreaming about or why she got out of bed. She's breaking. She can't remember anything. She can't think of anything. All she feels is desire and hunger. All she wants are warm bodies and kind, gentle words. She slumps it, don't we all? She slumps again against the desk, shaking her head. She's filled with fear and boundless self-loathing. Something's wrong with her. She knows something is wrong with her. Why isn't it enough? She got more just a few hours ago, but it isn't enough at all. She was so happy, thinking there must be no greater joy on earth, so why isn't it enough? Why isn't it even close to enough? It must be because of how hollow and empty she is. That's why it isn't enough to fill her out. But she doesn't want anyone else to fill her out. That's why she wanted to keep becoming his, forever and ever. She thought it would be fine if time, if her feelings, if other people, if it all went away, so why didn't she make it happen? It's so mysterious. But she can't help not knowing why. And she naturally thought that it might be able to do it for her good. What? Do it for her. It might be able to do it for her. She's giddy. It isn't some strange delusion. Just for an instant, she thought of something that sounded fun. And that terrifies her. She steadies herself on the table. Her body feels like it's about to fall apart. But she hangs on. Day by day, the scary dreams are becoming clearer. Day by day, the scary dreams stop being scary. That's why she's starting to break. Until now, it was only her body. But now her mind is starting to go. She mumbles and weeps, biting her lip. It's fine if her memories are vague. She doesn't need to remember what happened a few hours ago. Her limbs won't listen to her. She isn't afraid of falling asleep forever. But she doesn't want to stop being herself. She doesn't want to be a bad person. She'll keep going crazy bit by bit until she finally snaps. Once that happens, she's sure that she'll be the greatest cause of his suffering. She's afraid of that. She's afraid of going crazy. It terrifies her more than anything else so far. If she loses it, he won't touch her anymore. He won't love her anymore. They won't be able to be together anymore, and she won't even know when they are. That's not all. If she goes insane, he'll be with some other woman. She doesn't want that. Not at all. She always thought that he deserved someone better, but now she can't allow it to happen. After all, he already belongs to her. So she's afraid. Afraid of not knowing what she'll do once it happens. She's becoming a yandere? You're not wrong. I just don't like that you're right. She knows how bad things are. There's no way out. She can't tell anyone about her problem. If she does, she'll end up back in the cold place she was before. She can't go back there, now that she's known warmth. She wants more. To be here with him and smile at him. She knows full well what she'll lose if this goes on. Wish is a simple desire. For her own happiness, she has to ruin the one and only person who wants her to become happy. If she can't do that, then she'll just keep breaking where no one can see her. If she's going to go crazy anyway, she might as well disappear now and turn into a monster while no one else is around. Surely that's the right choice. But she clings to it, because she's warm, because she's happy, because she wants more. Why me, she wonders. Why is she the only one who has to be cut off from such simple wants? She shakes off her weakness. She isn't jealous. She doesn't resent anyone. She defends herself. She just wants a little more time. Or likely better way, she's saying she's becoming very obsessive with him. That's also not her fault. She literally has a foreign invader inside of her body, and it's making her do this. Like, she's literally feeling like she's going insane because her impulsive thoughts are not her own. She's literally going crazy, and I feel kind of bad for her. She shakes her head in denial. In her empty head, she covers her dark heart. There's no off-ramp to happiness on this road. She turns away from the answer she already knows. Her clouded mind has long since fallen into a nightmare. She forces herself to stop wishing for someone to help her. She just keeps crying alone. Well, that sucked. I fucking hate when the game does that. I feel like this game's asking you to save is one of the most disrespectful things I've ever experienced in video games. And you just watch the lady kind of berate herself and lose her mind. Would you like to save the game? Most disrespectful thing to save, like how dare you? Like Natty, earlier we were going through our protagonist losing his mind because of his arm, and he was having like a hellscape of being like literally tortured in hell, and the fucking thing just shuts off and goes, would you like to save the game? Morning. Slowly, my mind...
Wow.
Morning. Slowly, my mind wakes up and I feel sluggish. What? Wakes up and I sluggishly sit up. The clock reads after 8 o'clock. I'm late. Okay, I'm not exactly late since I'm not going to school, but I definitely overslept. Get up and change. While changing from my pajamas to my regular clothes, I'm forced to look at my left arm whether I like it or not. I try lifting my left arm during my morning stretches. No problem here. I can lift it up to the shoulder level exactly as I intended. It's improving day by day. I still can't feel anything through it, but at this rate, by tomorrow it should.
何してるのシロ？もう朝ごはん終わっちゃったよ。
あれ
Alien's in front of me. I meant to go to the living room, but I somehow ended up in the shed.
シロ、人の話聞いてる？私、こんなところで何をしてるのかって聞いてるんだけど。
He's losing his mind.
ああ、聞いてる。おはよう、イリア。今朝は妙なところで会うな。
I feel that squint even more, like in my soul. Just, bitch. My answer sounds absurd even to me. I must not be fully awake yet.
シロ、体の調子良くないの？
いや、そういうんじゃない。ただ寝ぼけてるだけなんで、ちょっと待ってくれ。
I shake my head. I'm still physically exhausted, but the drowsiness is gone.
これでよし。さっきの話だけど、ここに用があったわけじゃないんだ。ちょっと寝ぼけて間違えただけ。
そっか。うん。それじゃあ今に行こう。シロの朝ごはん、私が用意してあげるから。
Oh, you can make food, Ilya? Ilya cheerfully runs back to the yard. It's a clear day. The skies are bright blue, washing away yesterday's gloom. I take a deep breath, filling my lungs with comfortably cool air.
イリア、今朝飯作るって言ったのか?
That took you a while to notice. He did. First thought that comes to my now operational mind is her last remark. Ilya's breakfast? I'm looking forward to it, but the notion makes me very uneasy. I can say with confidence that Ilya has never been in the kitchen before, much less picked up a chef's knife.
横にいて監督してやった方がいいんだよな。
Yeah, you should go do that. I head towards the living room, feeling the prickly grass beneath my feet. Shocked again. Talk about sleepwalking. What was I thinking coming over here barefoot? What was he doing? I arrive in the living room almost 4 minutes later. After taking the time to clean the dirt from off my feet.
先輩だ。
I nearly bump into Sakura when entering the living room.
おはよう、さくら。今朝は悪い。寝過ごしちまって気づいたら8時過ぎてた。
She also overslept, and I bet you Tosaka also overslept. Sakura stares at me. I wonder if she didn't hear me.
Sakura?
I reach out to her, thinking her fever might have come back. But...
おはようございます、先輩。
What? She greets me at full volume, making my concern unwarranted.
なんだ、朝から元気いいな、さくら。その分じゃ、体の方も調子いいんだ。
Alright, chat, this is why I like psychological horror way more than regular horror. Because I'm confused and I have no clue what the fuck is happening, and I like that way more than being just scared. Being scared and confused, or being confused and therefore scared is way better than just being scared.
おかげさまでですね。調子はすごくいいです。
Because now I'm here with this broken ass fucking puzzle piece, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? I'm so confused. Huh? Sakura speaks haltingly. I'm glad she's upbeat, but the fact that she doesn't look calm makes me worried too.
どうしたんだよ、さくら。なんか変だぞ。だいたい 俺が元気を分けたって何の話だ？
No, no, she does not mean that.
ですから昨日
In your bedroom, she trails off. Sakura mumbles bashfully. Now remember. I forget. Last night, I held Sakura, or rather, she embraced me. Heat suddenly rises to my head. It instantly reaches a boiling point as if my blood below my neck was pumped there.
Sakura, 昨日のあれは
You don't have to address it. Really happened, right? It wasn't a dream? Oh, he just doesn't know. He's so confused. Blushing with an expression that seemed to blame me somehow, she nods. What the fuck? What is this? Just the tilde? What the hell? Wow. Just when I thought my face couldn't get any hotter, it does. Meaning that last night, Shiro and Mia's rational mind labeled everything that happened as a dream and filed it away. Wait, not that!
Sakura, その昨日はごめん。
I clumsily apologized to her, holding my dizzy head in my head.
でも私は嬉しかったですよ先輩
I feel like we're not having the same conversation. Her shy smile is a mortal blow to the heart. She got me. She's so lovely. I want to hug her again right now. If Ilya wasn't around and I didn't hear the TV on the living room, I'd...
シロ朝ごはんできたよ
If Ilya hadn't chimed in right on cue, I might have charged straight forward into a super mushy mode again.
そういうわけだから朝飯食べてくれ。この話はまた後でな。
I make a sharp turn like a robot and head to the living room. I desperately move with my sluggish arms and legs, taking control of my mind and driving the desire into a corner of it.
はいシロ朝ごはん
Ilya thrust a plate at me with, as soon as I entered the living room. Arranged on it are a black piece of toast, soft-looking sunny-side-up eggs, and a neatly cut tomato. Aww.
Thank you.
I accept it. Still feeling dizzy, I take my usual place at the dining table and bite into the crunchy toast. Toast aside, she did a good job on the eggs. I wonder if she learned by watching, or if Sakura or Tosaka taught her. Anyway, I better give her full marks for the first attempt. Keep chewing on the toast. Ilya watches me eat, looking neither proud or ecstatic, just satisfied. Avoid saying that the toast has the texture of charcoal, wouldn't want to ruin the mood. Because it does actually taste good. Everyone has their own preferences. Some people happen to like their toast black and hard. I don't know anyone who does. Chat, do you know any...
そんな焦げっちいの食べてると体壊すわよあんた
Tosaka, please.
バカめ。米にしろパンにしろこの焦げ目が美味しいんだ。
ちょっとエミヤくん頭平気
だからうまいって。あと乱暴でもいいらしいんだ。
本格的に寝ぼけてるのね。あのね、そんなのんきなこと言ってる場合じゃないんだけど。
I'm confused. Tosaka looks at the TV. It's on playing the news. Am I having deja vu? The story they're talking about should have happened a long time ago. Suddenly, my sluggish mind kicks back into gear. I read the captions on the screen. Home was in Shinto, last night in early dawn. People lost consciousness and didn't wake up. It's believed to have had the same causes as the mass poisonings that happened recently, but something's different about them. They were affected in the area 50 meters wide. It had only happened within a single building or so before, but the radius of the latest incident was dramatically wider. The next pack for the Pokemon is on the 29th. What set is it? But that isn't the problem. At the end of the news report, the number of victims listed is 3 digits worth of people in the hospital. And people missing too.
遠坂、これ。
そう。行方不明者14名。調べればもっと増えるだろうけど、
She ate a lot of
とりあえずは
people.
全体の10分の1ってことで落ち着きそうね。完全に飲まれてしまった人間は。
She literally ate like a small town's worth, like a village worth of people. That's a lot of people. Seems like it's still gonna be a long line, but then introducing the Ultra Beast. Oh, I want the fucking Poison Dragon dude. My mind freezes unconsciously.
わかった?これが造剣の仕業か、あの影の仕業かはわからないけど、どっちにしたって、今までとは段違いの犠牲者が出たことに変わりはない。
She ate a lot of people, chat.
この分でいけば、数日後には一区画丸ごと飲み込まれかねないわ。
I squeezed my rope-wrapped left arm tight.
遠坂、行方不明になった人たちは
Dead? I confirm with her. Without saying anything, she looks away and nods.
話はここまでよ。シローの気持ちはわかるけど、罪悪感は後にして。
I guess we gotta put her down. I knew that was happening from the jump, but like, fuck, man. She's not doing it intentionally. In fact, you saw her struggling to fight it earlier. So I don't want to, but she's hurting a lot of people.
いい?あいつらは
I'm
私た
sorry,
ちに
she's
手がない
killing a
と
lot
思
of
って
people.
やりたい放題やり始めた。私たちを甘く見てるからこんな馬鹿げたことをしてるのよ。なら、舐められてる私たちが何をするべきか確認するまでもないでしょ。
Kosaka quietly stands up. Her destination is clear. Without beckoning me to come along, she's headed for the dojo. Finish breakfast first? Damn.
で、単刀直入に聞くけど、腕の調子はどうなの、シロ。
The new set is going to be called Extra Dimensional Crisis. I see. Kosaka launches straight to business as soon as we enter the dojo.
そうだな。普通に動かせるぐらいにはなった。けど、そういう話をしているんじゃないよな、遠坂は。
ええ、私が聞いてるのはアーチャーの腕として理解できたかってことだけよ。
Ilya watches us both, saying nothing. I can claim without a doubt that Tosaka has no idea what this arm really is. She doesn't know the terror it made me feel last night. She doesn't know taking off the cloth will be the end of me. She doesn't know that merely exposing its skin, never mind using Archer's power, will destroy Shinomiya's body. I remember the sensation. The inescapable death. The claustrophobic feeling of being buried alive. Having my world emptiness painted over by something alien to me. And watching over the world... What? And watching that world shrink as I met a silent absolute end. The mere taste of that memory makes the thought replay in my shuddering head. I can't use this arm. If I do, I'll die. My death will be all but certain without a miracle to save me.
どうなの?私の魔術刻印を移してから1日経ったんだから少しは手応えがあるはずよ。
Alright, she's confirmed that it's a day, but are our memories jumbled? Or is she tweaking? Because earlier Sakura said it's been a few days since she implanted the magic crest within us, right? And she said it only last 7 days. It's already been a few days, but we're back here, and we're assuming that Sakura is the one that's wrong, but why would we from a narrative standpoint, right? If we're being meta about this, there's no reason why we should assume that.
さあ答えて。あなたアーチャーの腕で何ができるかもう分かっているの?
Hold on. Saka's asking something completely different from what I'm thinking. Does she think I can use Archer's arm already?
それはアーチャーの腕を制御できるかって話じゃなくて、アーチャーのホグが何であるかって話か、遠坂。
Alright, Natty, thanks for hanging out. Have a good night. Alright, Bacha, thanks.
そんなの当たり前でしょ。シロはアーチャーの腕を使ったらまずいんだから使わせるわけないじゃない。何？それとも誓う気でいたっていうの？あんたは。
Ah, Tosaka's genuinely angry at me.
いや、そういうわけじゃないんだが、なんとなくそういう流れかなと。
そういう流れってどういう流れよ。まったく。言っとくけど、どんな状況になろうとアーチャーの腕だけは使わせないからね。シローも私の許可なしで使おうなんて思わないで。そのアーチャーの代わりなんだから勝手に死なれたら困るじゃない。
I take it all back. Osaka does know. After all, she's far more skilled mage than I am. She knows better than I do what will happen if I start trying to use this arm.
それでどうなの？アーチャーの宝具が何であるか理解できた？
I don't know what Tosaka expects me to say, but
もういい加減言ってあげればシロ。そんなのアーチャーの腕を移植された時から知ってるって。
ちょっと今の本当なのシロ？
まあ本当だと思う。アーチャーの宝具はあいつの投影魔術で武器を複製することだろう。
I'm not so confident in my answers. It's just a hunch I have without any proof.
緊張して損した。要するにもうつながってるんだ、それと。それはそれで助かるけど、どうして黙ってたのよイリア。シローがアーチャーの投影魔術を知ってたのならいちいち確認取る必要なかったじゃない。
どうしても何も聞かれなかったから言わなかっただけよ。リンはシローに投影をさせたがっているんだから伝えるのはリンの役目でしょ。私が口出しすることじゃないわ。
何よその口ぶり。あなたあそこまで用意しておいてやめるって言うんじゃないでしょうね。
それはリンとシローが決めることでしょ。確かに宝石剣を複製できればリンの勝ちよ。だからこそ私も手を貸してあげたけど、それは私の義務だから手を貸しただけ。決してあなたの方針に賛同したからじゃないわ。
Based on what they're saying, it sounds like Tosaka wants me to project something.
いいかな。要するに何か複製したいものがあるのか、トサカ。
そうよ。シローにはあるものを複製してもらうわ。私たちだけじゃセイバーにもあの影にもかなわない。だからサーバントにとって代わるサーバント以上の魔術講師、霊体であるサーバントを打倒する概念武装を作り上げなくちゃいけないのよ。
概念武装？それって決められた事柄を実行するっていう固定化された魔術品のことだっけ？
ええ、物理的な衝撃で相手を打倒するのではなく、概念、コンパクトしての重みで相手を打倒するアウトブレイカー。あなたにはその中でも特殊なうちに伝わる短剣を投影してもらうわ。目標はセイバーの宝具に対抗できるだけのものを作ること。バーサーカーを倒したセイバーの宝具は見たでしょ。単純な火力で言えばセイバーは他の追随を許さない。あの黒い影だってセイバーの宝具を受ければ跡形もないだろうし、私たちだってあんなものを振るわれたら防ぐこともかわすこともできない。けど逆に言えば急増ですぐ壊れる模造品でもセイバーの宝具を上回る剣さえ作れれば、あとは戦い方次第ってわけ。
It's a rational plan. If their biggest edge is Saber's noble phantasm, then we need to have something stronger than it. Making a better weapon than our enemies. That's one of the surest and most simple paths to victory. However,
どうかな。それだけの宝具を投影するなんてできないぞ、俺。あ、いや、そもそも投影魔術が成功したことなんて一度も。
ええ、私たちが知っている投影が成功したことなんて一度もないでしょうね。 けどあなたの投影はそういうレベルの話じゃない。今まではやり方がわからなくて間違った方法で間違った投影を行っていただけ。けどアーチャーの知識があるならあとはそれをなぞるだけでいい。アーチャーという見本を知っている今のあなたなら投影は必ず成功する。
Osaka says it with confidence. I'm afraid that I don't quite share it.
いい？前にも言ったけどあなたは強化じゃなくて投影の魔術使いなの。そのあなたがより上位の複製者であるアーチャーの魔術理論を踏めば本物と同じ能力を持つ複製品とまではいかないだろうけどオリジナルに似た能力を持つ複製品を形取れる。それ以外のフォローは私たちの役割よ。私とイリアは今あなたに投影してもらう武器の材料をできるだけオリジナルに沿うように用意してるわ。
Shouldn't you practice with something that isn't
投
that
影時の資
first?
料になる設計図はイリアがリーディングで解析中だし本物に使われていた材料は私の方で用意してる。まだ準備に時間がかかるけどこれが揃ったらあとは指導次第よ。指導が形だけでも大主婦のパスを複製してくれれば造剣と正面からぶつかっても勝機が見える。
Basically they're going to supply me with the blueprint and materials that I'll use to build something. No complaints here if we use it to beat Zoken. I'm happy to go along with Osaka's plan, except...
仮に俺がその武器を投影できるとするぞ。その場合材料はいらないだろう。オリジナルがあるならそれを見せてもらえればあとはこっちで真似事をする。材料なんて用意してないで今すぐ試してみればいい。
バカ、それができるなら2日前に試させてるわよ。いい？今の素人じゃ投影はできて1回。それも必ずどこかにほころびができるイメージになる。それじゃあ意味ないでしょ。土蔵に転がっている出来損ないと同じ。形はそっくりでも中身がないっていう偽物を作られたらたまんないわ。
けど俺はその偽物しか作れないぞ。
だからそのフォローを私たちがしてるんじゃない。投影に必要な魔力と知識を補うためにできる限り本物に近い素材を作っておいてあとはそれにあなたのイメージを重ねて固定化するってわけ。簡単な足し算よ。素人のイメージと私たちが用意した材料を足してより高い数値を求める。
まあアーチャーの腕で投影すれば材料や元になる設計図もいらないんだろうけどそういうわけにもいかないでしょ。アーチャーの腕に頼らないで戦う武器を用意するって言ったらもうこの方法しかないのよ。
元からあるものを投影で強化するってことか。そうだな。それなら少しは
a little more realistic, like an outcome I managed with practice.
けど成功するかどうかわからないぞ。強化だってマスターになる前までまともに成功しなかったんだ。そんな離れ技ぶっつけ本番でできるとは思えない。
ああ、それは大丈夫。白にはこれから投影の練習とアーチャーの知識の引き出しを猛特訓してもらうから。
そうか。俺もその方がいいんだけどなんか嬉しそうだな、遠坂。
まさかここんところずっとイリアと積み木遊びしてたから出来の悪い教え子とコミュニケーションするのもいいかなって思ってるだけよ。
I shudder remembering the bizarre sensations I felt yesterday. It was an ordeal where Tosaka stripped me down, closed in on me, and jammed her finger inside me. That ended without incident, but it's going to happen again today. I might get a good scolding from Sakura, who's resting in her room.
と、冗談は置いておいて話は分かってくれた？それなら最後の確認をしておきたいんだけど。
最後の確認？
この作戦でいいかってことよ。結局私たちは素人の投影に頼るしかない。 アーチャーの腕は使わせないけど、それでもアーチャーから魔術を習う以上、シローの体にはアーチャーっていうサーバントの毒が混ざる。それでもシローはこの方針に従ってくれる？
いや、従うも何も造剣が倒せるなら文句はないぞ。魔術の鍛錬だって遠坂が指導してくれるなら頼もしいし。
はっきり言うわ。アーチャーの魔術を習うってことはアーチャーの腕の束縛を解くってことよ。つまりね、ここで東映の鍛錬をする間はその正外符を外せって言ってるのよ、私は。
Freeze in place. Take off the holy shroud. Just barely loosening it last night struck me with sheer terror and I wound up shaking and sobbing. She wants me to unleash that poison again? My answer goes without saying. I assume we do it, right?
Ah. それでどうにかなるんなら。
I scrounge up every bit of strength I have and grit I have.
遠坂の方針に従う。この布外せばいいんだな。
I managed to make myself nod.
そう、やっぱりそうきたわけ。
なんだよ遠坂、今の答えじゃ不満か？
別にあんたに脅しなんて意味なかったって再確認したところ、正外符を外してもいいだなんてあっさり言うとは思わなかっただけで、答え自体には満足よ。
Kazaka huffs and turns away, clearly unhappy. Okay. Whatever.
変だぞ遠坂、こっちが覚悟を決めてうなずいたっていうのに俺が悪いみたいじゃないか。
変なのは私の方よ。その答えを欲しがったのに、いざ言われたら頭にくるなんてどうかしてる。けどシロ、さっきも言ったけど、私はあなたにアーチャーの腕なんて使わせない。それは決して正外符を外させないってことよ。
Yeah, that was me metagaming. That was me remembering what happened earlier in the game and trying to go through it.
あなたの覚悟を試した私が言えることじゃないけど、二度と正外符を外すなんて言わないで。
Does that matter? Did we care about this? Should I go back? I'll finish the scene at least.
それを外すってことはもう戻れなくなるってことだから。
It's an earnest plea, not a warning. I squeeze my wrapped left arm. It's true that I don't want to take this off, but that
アー
means
チャーの魔術を習うってのはどうするんだ？布を解かないとあいつの魔術構成は引き出せないんじゃないのか？
もちろん。だからここは無理を承知で少しだけ正外符の工作を緩めてもらうわ。それなら封印を解いたことにならないし、アーチャーの腕からの反動も少なくできるでしょ。
そうだな。じゃあさっき遠坂が言った布を外せっていうのは？
ええ、少しだけ布を緩めろってことよ。けどそれだって大事だから、まずシローの覚悟を試してみたってわけ。ともあれ、これはいつかやらなくちゃいけないことでもある。シローだっていつまでも布を巻いたままなんて嫌でしょ。せめて自分で巻き直せるぐらいできないとこの先やっていけないんだから。お風呂の問題とか何かの拍子で外れたりとか。
ああ、そうだな。
see, Tosaka's got the right attitude. How the fuck is he gonna take it back?
でしょ。だから今のうちにせめて布が緩まった程度の反動には耐えられるようになっておかないと。
Okay, we're back here. So I'm not actually sure this matters, but
単刀直入に聞くけど、腕の
そうだな。普通。
Munitis. Can't do it. The pain from last night springs to mind. I was terrified by the indescribable agony and unavoidable death. More than that, I'm afraid of what I'll do once I set this arm
ダメ
free.
だ、遠坂。この布だけは外せない。外したら取り返しのつかないことになる。
I gave her a firm answer, fighting down the terror, and
よくできました。ええ、そう簡単にその布を外されたらこっちが困るわ。
Tosaka seems very happy even though I said no.
遠坂、俺はダメだって言ったんだが。
分かってる。ごめんね。今のはただのテストだったの。あなたは危ないところがあるから事前に釘を刺しておこうと思って。これで「はい」なんて答えたら体中がんじがらめにしてたところよ。
No, you wouldn't have.
テストって俺を試したのか、遠坂。
あ、ええ。シローの気持ちを知りたかったから。いい？さっきも言ったけど、私はあなたにアーチャーの腕なんて使わせない。それは決して正外譜を外させないってことよ。あなたの覚悟を試した私が言えることじゃないけど、それを外そうなんて決して思わないで。それを外すってことはもう戻れなくなるってことだから。
It's more or less the same. Yeah. And then we can just skip forward ahead. Alright. First, should we at least teach you to be the feedback? Yes.
昨日の刻印はうまく馴染んでいるようだし、耐魔力だって上がっているし、意識の保護はイリアがやってくれるから、今なら5分ぐらいは OK なんじゃないかしら。
イリアが保護するって、そのイリアと二人でアーチャーの腕を押さえつけろってことか。
ちょっと違うよ。私が守るのはあくまでシローの精神だけで、アーチャーからの逆流を我慢するのはシローの役目。シローはアーチャーの経験を引き出さなくちゃいけないんだから、防ぐんじゃなくて耐えなくちゃいけないでしょ。
I see. If Ilya blocks out the magical energy flow from Archie's arm, I won't be able to learn its magecraft. Even if it's toxic to me, I can't learn what it contains unless I taste it myself.
わかった。じゃあ俺は布を緩めて、できるだけ左腕からの逆流に耐えればいいんだな。
ええ、その時は目を閉じて内側に意識を向けること。魔術回路を開く時と同じだから簡単でしょ。とにかくシローはアーチャーの投影技法を体験するだけでいい。身に染みさせるだけでいいんだから、間違っても理解しようだなんて思わないでね。ごめん、ちょっと席を外すわ。あとはよろしくね、イリア。すぐに戻るから、その間にシローを鍛えてあげてちょうだい。
And with that, Tosaka suddenly leaves the dojo. Though not with any urgency.
どうしたんだ、あいつ。
さあ、何か忘れ物でもしたのよ、きっと。そんなことより、シローにはやることがあるでしょ。拘束を緩めるなんてバカな真似は反対だけど、シローが約束したのなら手伝ってあげる。さあ、リンが戻ってくるまでに済ませましょう。
Ilya goes behind me and places a cool hand on my back.
イリア？
いいから、目をつぶって、シローが一番得意な瞑想して。魔術回路が開いたら、こっちでシローの意識をプロテクトして、正外譜の拘束を緩めるわ。タイミングはこっちで測るから、シローは流れてくる魔力に耐えてるだけでいい。けど、くれぐれも死ぬ気で耐えて、左腕からの反動で、シローは間違いなく飲み込まれるから。
I nod and slowly close my eyes. Quickly and quietly, I still my mind and create different nerves inside my body. In just a few days, it becomes so much easier to create my pseudo nerves. Then, just as I complete the line of light running down my back,
余計な忠告をするね、シロー。リンが知ってるのは、 英霊の腕を移植された人間の痛みだけよ。だからリンはこれがどういうことになるか分かってない。けどそれも仕方ないわ。だってシロとアーチャーの関係を知っているのはこの世で私だけなんだから。
Elias says something strange in a voice I can't quite hear. Then, I find Tosaka's face in front of mine. I wonder when she came back.
あれ、何やってんだ、遠坂。
なんでしょうね。様子じゃないの？
それよりお昼はリンとさくらの方が。
That's weird. What are they whispering about right in front of me?
遠坂、エリア。
I can't raise my voice. Something must be wrong with my throat.
おい、何話してるんだ、二人とも。
They suddenly stop whispering. Oh, my voice is back. It seems like yelling helped clear my throat.
何よ、さっきまでは私の味付けも新鮮だとか言ってたくせに。シロ、辛いの苦手ってこと？
What?
リンのは辛いんじゃなくてしびれるのよ。もうお昼はさくらに任せるって決まったんだから、いい加減諦めなさいよね。シロだってさくらのシチューがいいって言ったんだから。
Apparently they were talking about lunch.
あのな、今はそんな場合じゃな。
I can only assume that what's happening is that we're absorbing Archer's memories, but like it's so unclear whose like what we're doing and when. This time, I almost say. I look at the clock to see it's almost noon. Something nags at me. Nothing's particularly wrong, but I feel a strange chill in the familiar dojo. Because it was just after 9 o'clock when Tosaka left. Knowledge I don't know in my head. Why are we talking about food? I join the conversation. Speaking of which, what details of every weapon already in my head? Ilya's worried. That white-hot pain in my arm. 40, then 26 times, memories disappear and I'm back to normal. I tap a finger on my forehead. I'm okay. Anyway, the dizziness is going away.
シロ、どうしたの？イリアと商店街まで買い物に行くんでしょ？
I searched my memory. I frowned a bit before remembering that I did say I'd go shopping with Ilya.
じゃあ行こうか、イリア。
I shake my head and start walking.
ちょっと、なんか変よ、あなた。生涯譜を戻した時は元気だったけど、今になって疲れが出たとか？
そうだな。確かに少し混乱してる。けど、まあ、大したことないぞ、こんなの。
It's nothing compared to the pain I felt last night, and I'm in good physical condition. I got a little dizzy for a second there, but it doesn't pose a problem at all. I take Ilya outside. I can't afford to go shopping frequently anymore, so we'll have to stock up for about 3 days at a time.
それじゃ派手に買い込むか。イリアは何がいい？差し当たっては昼飯のメニューだけど。
あれ？お昼はシチューじゃないの？シロ、さっきそう言ってたけど。
ああ、そうだった。まあ、決まってるならはっきりしてていい。さくらのシチューって言ったらホワイトだから、鶏肉を見に行こう。
We head to the butcher shop I usually visit. We're going to stock up for 3 days in any case. I can't waste money, so I need to maximize the value and quality. We spent a brisk 30 minutes shopping.
いっぱい買ったね、シロ。
Okay, there was a dead end we could have gotten there. Leah looked bored while we were shopping, but she seemed to enjoy herself once I gave her some bags to hold.
悪い。買いすぎた。イリア、そっち重くないか？こっちの袋のが軽いから取り替えよう。
I hand her one of the lightest grocery bags out of the 7 that I'm holding.
重くないから大丈夫。それよりもう一個持とっか。シロ、いっぱい袋下げててブドウみたいだよ。
いや、俺も平気なんだけど、ブドウってのはまたすごい例えだな。
本当は風船持ったピエロみたいだけど、ブドウの方が可愛いでしょ。
Ellie runs through the street, talking happily.
待てってばイリア、重くはないけど走るのはさすがにきついんだって。
Rather than the weight, I'm afraid that the eggs and tofu in the bag might get crushed. I sigh and fast walk after Elia. This is the greatest concession I can give as the designated grocery shopper. And so I follow Ilya, making a lot of noise as I hold my groceries carefully. That seems to tickle Ilya, and she looks like she's having a lot of fun. Once we leave the shopping district and arrive at the intersection, Ilya stops and turns to me. I can't read German, otherwise I'd sing this. Ilya starts singing, supermarket grocery bags in hand. The melody sounds familiar, like I might have heard it in school when I was a child. It's the same thing that played when she killed us the first time. The first time we met. I'm walking next to Ilya, so I don't know what face she's making. I have no way of telling what expression she's singing with, or how she feels as she walks home. It's a nostalgic melody. The tune is simple and gentle, yet lonely. I'm sure that Ilya is happy, otherwise she wouldn't be singing on the way home. On the other hand, I can't help but think. Maybe Ilya sings to herself a lot. With no one to talk to and no father waiting to greet her at home, perhaps this is the only way she can express herself when no one else is around. Okay, so notably, in the illustration, Shido's left arm is not covered in the shroud. And I don't know if that's just them ignoring it for the sake of the thing, or this is the memory. At the edge of the road, I look up at the tall, curved traffic mirror. I don't know why I'm reading so fast. Let me calm down. It reflects me holding a lot of grocery bags, and a girl singing with her eyes closed as if in a dream. There's nothing else to say. We're just brother and sister on the way home after buying groceries. The sight is so natural, so ordinary, that I can't help but imagine how wonderful it would be to see Kiritsugu there, in between the boy and with the groceries and the lively little girl.
Ilya.
I hold my breath.
何、シロ。
She instantly turns around. She must be hiding how she really feels. Ilya is shedding off her own feelings. Ever since Archer disappeared, she becomes sullen at times. That's how we can have moments like this. Because if she doesn't hide how she really feels, then she can't smile. That goes for me too. I've known it all along, but I kept putting off thinking about it, turning away from what needs to be said. Ilya let things be this way, so I joined in on the lie.
シロ？
Ilya must have given up. She stopped pursuing it and decided to keep us company at our end. That's okay. If Ilya is happy with our current relationship and willing to ignore it all, then it'll end without her losing anyone else. But still.
Ilya. この戦いが終わった後、もし帰るところがないんなら。
Crazy. I'm saying something that doesn't need to be said, but I have to say it while I still can. I'm going crazy. That's all the more
い
reason.
や、このままうちで暮らさないか。
I need to say it now, properly, before I completely lose my mind. She stops. With a flat voice, Ilya asks,
それはキリツグの息子として？
She watches me quietly. Kiritsugu's son. But Kiritsugu couldn't do what he left behind. He must carry on that responsibility as a son, even if we aren't related by blood. I have to settle things with this girl, not because Shido and Mio wants it, but because Kiritsugu's son owes it to her. That's what Ilya is asking me. Yeah, my answer is of course.
俺は親父の息子でイリアが好きだ。一緒に暮らしたい理由はそれだけだ。
本気？シロウがキリツグの代わりをするの？
いや、俺じゃキリツグにはなれないし、キリツグの
I
代わりも
paused
で
there
きない。
because I did not agree with that explanation.
俺とキリツグは別の人間だ。キリツグとしてイリアに返せることなんて俺にはない。けど、俺は親父が好きだ。親父にできなかったことを果たしてやりたい。だから、イリアがキリツグを憎む心の中に少しでも許してやってもいいって気持ちがあるんなら、俺はイリアと一緒に暮らしたい。今までできなかった分、これから取り返していくのはダメか。今のままでいいからイリアと一緒に暮らしちゃいけないのか。
She doesn't answer. Ilya looks down for a while, and then slightly shakes her head.
それは無理だよ。私は長生きできないし、シロウも長生きなんてできない。だから一緒に暮らすなんてできないわ。
She rejects me with a smile like a pretty flower.
長生きできない。
そんなこともう分かってるでしょ、シロウ。ええ。どっちかがどっちかを犠牲にすれば少しは生きられるかもしれないけど、二人一緒は無理だと思う。この戦いが終わった時、私が生きてるってことはシロウはもういないってことだもの。ほら、だからできないの。シロウがいないエミヤの家には私の居場所はないんだから。
Ilya's words are filled with certainty. The silver-haired girl describes a grim future like a prophet.
でもちょっと残念かな。今の言葉もうちょっと早く言ってくれたらよかったのに。そうしたらほんの少しだけ運命は変わっていたかもしれないから。
I don't understand what she's saying. I don't either. Not her declaration that one of us has to die, or how she can say all of this with a smile.
バカ言うな。そんなことにはならない。ゾウケンがイリアを狙っていようと、その前に俺たちでゾウケンを倒す。イリアだってそのために遠坂に協力してくれてるんだろ。
そうね。けどそれが問題なの。これはリンには黙っていてね、シロ。宝石圏の投影、遠坂の遺産を複製することはリンの方法じゃできないの。
Why
だ
not?
ってシロウの投影は投影魔術じゃないんだもの。普通の投影魔術ならある程度オリジナルに似せたものに投影を重ねて補強することはできるけど、シロウの投影は違うわ。シロウは1から10まで全部を自分のイメージで作らないと形にできない。だってあなたの魔術は投影じゃなくて自分の心を具現化するものなんだから。
イリア、どうして？
How does she know that Archie's magecraft is a manifestation of his mind shape?
だから無理なの。 凛が必要としているものを作るにはシローはアーチャーの腕を使うしかない。けどそれがどういう意味なのかシローはもう分かっている。さっきみたいな一時的な記憶の欠損なんかじゃ済まされない。一度でも使えばシローはもうシローでいられなくなる。シローは自分のこと、さくらのこと、私のことでいっぱいいっぱいでちょっと混乱してるんだよ。だから今の誘いは忘れてあげる。シローだって分かってるでしょ。全部を選ぶことはできない。助けられるのは一人だけなんだって。
Well, that sucks. Elise runs away and starts up the hill, but the statue tune is gone. Those words linger in my ears. A shrill noise comes from the kitchen. It's the fourth time tonight I've heard that unpleasant sound.
ごめんなさい。大丈夫ですから。
I hear Sakura's voice from the kitchen. Sakura just frowns. She seems tired of wanting Sakura by now. It's surely before 6 o'clock. Sakura asks us to let her make dinner to close out the day. She chased me and Tosaka out of the kitchen, so we've been waiting around here for her to finish making dinner. Another plate or bowl breaks. It's the sound of Sakura's failure that we've gotten used to hearing for the last half of today. Let us rewind to noon. Sakura couldn't make the stew after Ilya and I went out for groceries. She was waiting for us when we got home, but she clearly wasn't feeling well.
大丈夫です。確かに熱っぽいけど、お昼ご飯ぐらい作れます。
It is true. She could have cooked us lunch. We weren't going to make her push herself when she was clearly suffering from a fever. By the time Tosaka and I convinced Sakura to take a nap, it was already past 2 in the afternoon. Before she did, she insisted,
じゃあ、熱が下がっていれば、お台所に立っていいんですよね。
and went off to bed. Then came evening. I'm not sure when my training ended, but when I finished and went back to the living room, Sakura was already starting to cook dinner.
お疲れ様です、先輩。待っててください。すぐお夕飯にしますから。
I think it's really bizarre that we haven't seen what the actual training is. So which that makes me think that we're still in the fucking Archer's Mind Palace bullshit. And then she cheerfully went back to her cooking. I could tell with a single glance that she was putting on a strong front. You're tired, so go rest. I said that Tosaka and I would make dinner, but Sakura refused to back down.
もう、先輩も姉さんも、あんまり過保護にしないでください。私だってマスターです。これぐらい、戦うことに比べたらなんてことないんだから。
She stubbornly refused to back down no matter what we said. On top of that, she refused to let us help, especially Tosaka. Tosaka reacted with more surprise than I expected.
だって、姉さんは先輩を鍛えてくれているでしょ。なら、私だって役立たずじゃいられません。私も姉さんみたいに何かの役に立ちたい。それに、これは私が今まで受け持ってきた役割だから、これだけはずっと私が受け持っていたいんです。
It sounds like this is something that Sakura just can't give up. I can only imagine how defeating it must feel to stop doing something she's done routinely every single day, no matter how hard it is to move her body. Fine, take care of dinner, Sakura. Tosaka got irritated and started to criticize me, but that only made Sakura say,
はい、頑張ります、先輩。
It was hard to be negative in front of that much enthusiasm.
長らくお待たせしました。
So why was there a recap to us like that? Her bright voice reaches the dining table. Sakura confidently sets plate after plate on the table.
お、炊き込みご飯。 手が込んでるな、さくら。
先輩がいいアサリとエビを手に入れてきてくれたので、今夜は海鮮でまとめてみました。ご飯はアサリの炊き込み、エビは包み蒸しにして、イカはエスニック風に仕上げて、とどめにイリアちゃん対策でハンバーグまで完備したのです。
She puffs up her chest proudly. The dishes she laid out on the table do show some brilliance unlike anything she's made so far, so she must have put her heart into making them. The secret ingredient is effort. Clap, 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 clap. We other three diners applaud the display.
一時はどうなるものかと思ったけど、我慢した分の見返りはありそうね。じゃあ、ありがたくいただきます。
私も遠慮なくいただくわ。シロ、そっちのフォークちょうだい。
はいよ。じゃあ、それじゃ、俺も失礼して。いただきま。
はい、おかわりありますから、いっぱい食べてくださいね。
I make a quiet bow and pick up the steamed dumpling with my chopsticks. Is it gonna taste weird because she has weird taste buds now? At a glance, the round bite-sized dumplings resemble sutei. They're beautifully formed and accompanied by an exquisite balance of spring onions, ginger, and daikon sprouts. I was uneasy letting Sakura cook for 4 people, but I can't complain now that my chopsticks stopped moving. All 3 of her expressions must have frozen for an instant. We pretend to not notice and quietly keep eating. We have to keep eating. The colorful dishes taste inconsistent. They don't taste bad, per se. They just seem to lack a subtle flavor and a taste of off balance. The silence is uncomfortable. You keep quiet eating, but not quite looking at each other. Still, it's impossible to play it off. Sakura cooked this. She'll realize it tastes wrong as soon as she eats it. She didn't taste it while she was making it? Our silence is just a prelude to that discovery. I look up at Sakura. She should have realized it by now. Yeah, she's sitting there in shock. And she hasn't taken a single bite. I try to watch her inconspicuously so that she doesn't notice. I wonder what's wrong. Sakura is looking down at her rice bowl and chopsticks with a troubled expression. She hesitates, then resolves herself to reach for her chopsticks. But then she drops them with a clatter. She hastily picks them back up and tries to gloss over it by picking up her rice bowl too. I can't directly watch her doing it. Sakura repeats the effort several times. She clumsily moves her fingers and warily picks up the food with the chopsticks, only to drop it each time and try again. It's more than just difficultly controlling her fingers. Her awkward movements look like that of someone who knows how to use chopsticks until a few seconds ago, but forgot when she picks them up. We're not looking. It's a slip-up that anyone would notice right away, but we don't see it. I tell myself it's just dinner as usual, even if she fails over and over. She awkwardly manipulates her chopsticks onto the food, finally manages to eat one bite, forgets how to hold chopsticks, and has to remember all over again. I can't bring myself to interrupt her desperation and ask her if she's alright. Kosaka hasn't noticed. She's pretending to not notice, and quietly eating her dinner. So am I. We all pretend not to notice anything wrong with Sakura and finish our meal in silence. I decide to clean up after dinner. Sakura tried to help, but I cruelly turned her away. It's obvious she can't help in that state, and I don't want Sakura to have to confront another routine that she can't do anymore, as she mentioned earlier.
いいから部屋に戻って、ちゃんとあったかくして寝てろ。ほら、昼だってあんなに熱があったけど、寝てたら引いたんだろ？なら今度だって。
I basically tell her that if she lies down and keeps her body from moving, she'll be able to move her fingers again. It doesn't make much sense, even to me. Sakura bites her lip in anguish, looking away.
さくら、別にこれからずっとってわけじゃない。 調子が悪い時に無理をしたら治るのが遅れるだけだ。さくらが悪いわけじゃないんだから、しばらくは甘えていていいんだぞ。
そんなことありません。私、どこも悪くなんかないんです。熱だって下がってるし、ちゃんと昨日のことも覚えてるし、先輩の顔だってわかります。私は今まで通りで、心配されるようなことなんかない。
心配されなくても大丈夫か？バカ言うな。さくらがそうやって無理をするなら、俺もはっきり言うぞ。夕食の準備に2時間もかけた。不注意で7回も食器を落とした。おまけに、味付けだって失敗してた。塩加減はまるっきりできてないわ。胡椒は効きすぎだわ。さくらの料理とは思えない。張り切るのはいいけど、結果が出ないようじゃ逆効果だろう。わかったか？さくらは元気なつもりでも、小さなところで熱が残ってるんだよ。そうでもなきゃ、さくらがあんな失敗するもんか。言っとくけど、俺は怒ってるからな。明日から厨房には立たせない。完全に治るまでは無理なんてさせないから、おとなしく眠ってろ。
I don't wait for her to answer and lead her by the hand to her bedroom. Her footsteps were heavy, but I ignored them and took her to her room. Kosaka's waiting at the door. It's now 10 p.m. Time to go out into the night patrol, even if it might be a waste of time.
早かったわね。で、さくらは？
一応寝かしつけてきた。なんだかんだ言っても疲れてたんだろうな。ベッドに横になった途端、すぐ眠ってくれた。
そう。じゃあ後のことはイリアとライダーに任せましょう。姿は見えないけど、ライダーは屋敷のどこかでさくらを警護してるだろうし。
As Tosaka says, Ryder's constantly protecting Sakura. He probably hasn't taken material form to avoid burdening Sakura.
おそらくあと数日も持つまい。
Recall the priest's words. As long as the Holy Grail war continues, the crest warbs inside Sakura will keep eating her magical energy. In her state, it's dangerous to materialize her servant, and even if she does, Ryder won't be able to fight. Ryder must be standing guard in spirit form with that in mind.
暗い顔ね。何か言いたいことでもあるの？
Something I want to say. That's a dumb question, of course there is.
遠坂、今晩のうちに造剣を倒せないか？
We can't afford to drag this out much longer. Sakura goes weaker every day. If the priest is to be believed, she could die tomorrow.
無理よ。今の私たちじゃ相手にならない。焦るのもわかるけど、さくらを助けたいのなら今は我慢なさい。私たちが倒れたら、それこそさくらは助からないわ。
今はまだ戦わない。ああ、それはわかる。けど、それなら
巡回の意味がないって言いたいの？シロ、私たちは造剣さえ倒せればいいの？違うでしょ？聖杯戦争に巻き込まれて無関係な人間が死ぬことが許せないんじゃなかったの？
He's right. I know that, I do. There's a purpose to these patrols. We'll have to flee if we run into the enemy, but we have to do whatever we can to prevent more people from falling victim like they did last night. But what exactly did I swear to protect again?
シロ、ちょっと大丈夫？エミヤ君。
いや、少しめまいがしただけだ。それよりすまん遠坂、今のは考えなしだった。
いいわ、別に謝らなくても。さくらも危ないけど、あなただって疲れてるんだもの。
What has happened?
本当はね、今日の投影は3日に分けて習得してもらうはずだったのよ。それを今日だけで成功させるぐらい頑張ったんだから、 今すぐ戦いたいって気持ちはわかるし。
What? Learn how to use projection today.
どうしたの？何かおかしなこと言った？私。
いや、今日の鍛錬はきつくて、耐えるのに精一杯だったから、時間が湧かないみたいだ。
そうね。無我夢中って感じだったもの。けどその甲斐あって、最後には一回だけ探検を投影できたじゃない。ま、今のところ成功率は1割以下だから、これから要修行ってことだけど。
So, this is what I never understand about situations like this. This is one of those moments where you yourself are the key piece in these details. You should let someone know what's going on with you. Well, that makes sense if it happened while I was in a trance. My sense of time must be gone numb from concentrating so hard. Felt like evening came before I knew it. What? It felt like evening came before I even knew it. By the time I notice that something's wrong, we've already gone into town. Tosaka must have noticed it too, because she's quietly trying to sense something. The view is familiar. The town is dark and quiet after 10 p.m. There's nobody on the street and no sound at all. It's a silent night that I've grown used to seeing since the Holy Grail War started. But it's... Saka whispers next to me. Yes, it's quiet here. For the last few days, the town has become as quiet as ruins, sinking into a slumber once night falls. And yet, the silent stunning is beyond anything I've experienced so far.
あっち側って昨日もああだっけ？家の明かりはおろか、街灯まで真っ暗だけど。
Tosaka is squinting in the direction of Rito Temple. Okay, so I've been thinking about something because, like I said, I mentioned watching the Unlimited Blade Works. Or I started watching Unlimited Blade Works, the anime for it. And the murders that happened didn't make any sense. Because it didn't connect to anything. I just assumed it was, I think the first time I just assumed it was Lancer had moved on with life. But I didn't think about it again. And then I think the second time it happened, I just assumed that it was Gilgamesh or something. But are they implying that the murders that happened at the beginning of the game was Sakura? Because that's insane. It's a part of the town on opposite side of Shinto, just the short edge of the city. The streets that are completely dark from here, it's like staring into a black wall. That's all I say as I begin walking toward the darkened streets. Tosaka remains silent. It's probably the obvious choice for her too. We both know what's happening there. It's a contradiction. We know exactly what we'll find if we go there, and yet we go anyway, hoping we're completely wrong. What exactly did I feel when I laid eyes on it? This dark wall with nothing beyond it. The instant I stepped through it, and see the town I know, I understand what's occurred. The town is too quiet. Sleeping isn't enough to describe it. This is a complete void without any sign of human life. It is utter stillness of death, not slumber, but nothing is living anymore. I feel dizzy. The town hasn't changed. Around us, 50 or so houses are as black as night, looking exactly the same. There's no signs of doors being forced. Nothing broke any windows to get in. Of course, no crane peeled off the wall. No crane peeled off the walls and roofs to get at what's inside. In the same way, the presence of their 100 residents is simply absent.
エミヤ君、そこの家入ってみましょう。
Tosaka puts on some gloves and breaks into a nearby house. We pass by the nameplate. We open the front door. We walk down the hall, explore the first floor, check the second floor, find absolutely nothing and leave. Hello again, life. Tosaka tells me that they're gone. The town looks at Man, if I could fucking read, that'd be great. Town looks as it always does at night. The buildings are completely intact. There aren't any dead bodies. It's perfectly clean. Nobody will notice anything off once dawn breaks. And yet, it looked even more barren than back then. We checked a few more houses, but our surroundings were exactly the same. There was no damage to any of the buildings and no people inside. All they left behind were some traces of magical energy that made my chest ache. On every single building, road, and patch of ground, we found dark traces of something that stuck to them, that keeps its shape and color even now. We knew even without saying anything that it was the cause of this pristine tragedy. I feel dizzy. I'm irritatingly nauseous. Corpses with bodies, without bodies, bleeding without blood. An uninhabited neighborhood devoured by a shadow. While I walk through it all, on edge, a completely unrelated image comes to my mind for some reason. But it isn't unrelated. It can't be, if I'm thinking of it here. Stop. Remember. You know this presence, this scent. You did it before too. What did you imagine the first time you laid eyes on that abomination? Don't notice it. It's the same. No, something even heavier attacked everyone here. It's not true. It was the same. Why did you imagine what you saw? Back then. Because I have no proof. I have no reason. I have no motive. I have no evidence. It doesn't look like anyone. It shouldn't be true. It can't be true. I must not acknowledge it. But the more I think, I don't have any proof at all, but my mind tells me this hunch is true. I know it is, because that sensation was too similar to my nightmares of.
シロ、どうしたの？急に立ち止まって。まだ他に気になることでも？
I shake my head and get rid of the dizziness. I must have gotten a whiff of that scent that the shadow left behind.
いや、吐き気がするだけだ。俺のことはいいから話を続けてくれ、父さんが。
本当？参ったわね。向上したシロの大魔力でもあいつの残滓に当てられちゃうんだ。まあ、あれだけの魔力の塊なんだから当然といえば当然か。そうでもなければ町を食うなんてできないものね。
いや、体力がなくなったとかそういうんじゃない。単に気持ちが悪くなっただけで奪われたものはないと思う。
Kosaka seems to accept that. More importantly, we need to confirm what happened here.
で、一体何が起きたんだ、あそこで。
まあ、今までと同じ食事でしょうね。ただ、規模が段違いになっただけ。
I don't want to stop playing until the characters confirm that Sakura is killing people indiscriminately. However, I don't know if we're gonna get to it.
町中に残った後からして一軒一軒訪ねていったなんてことじゃなかったはずよ。あれは津波みたいにあの一帯に覆いかぶさってそのまま地面に溶けていった。よっぽど空腹けど無機物はお口に合わないみたいね。生きていないものは通り抜けて有機物だけを残らず消化していった。
That's only moderately terrifying.
救いがあるとしたら一瞬で消えたことか。痛みも恐怖も感じる時間なんてなかったでしょ。
Bounded field of dissolution. Kosaka explains that a bounded field writer that the battlefield writer deployed at school was like magecraft with an instantaneous and powerful effect.
問題はそれだけの魔術の発動にもかかわらず魔力を感知できなかったってことよ。あれがあの影の仕業だって言うんなら、あいつにとってあれは魔術じゃなくただの挙動に過ぎないことになる。要するにあれだけ広範囲の妖怪も黒い影にとっては
That is in fact very terrifying, yes. I see. But it's over now. The shadow disappeared somewhere once it satisfied its hunger, and we have no reason to pursue it now. Our patrols have lost their purpose. There were new victims despite our efforts, and we can't even detect the shadow who's the key culprit. Whether it was the shadow or Zoka, and I thought we might be able to find them. I thought we might be able to get a read on their movements and run into the scene to intervene. But that's lost its meaning now. We don't have. How crazy would it be if the shadow already ate Zoka in the assassin? We don't have any way to track the shadow, and more than that.
分かってはいたことだけど、あいつ日に日に成長してるわ。このペースでいけば、次に出た時は手をつけられない怪物になっているでしょうね。
Right now, we don't have any chance of winning. Save the game? Oh, cool. Interlude. Nice. Lovely. Complete silence. They were not the only ones here to appreciate the loss of life and ruin of prosperity. No, that expression was not quite accurate. The boy and the girl still showed an admirable will to fight, and they clearly did not appreciate what they found. Only one who is no longer human would delight in this tragedy.
いやいや、加減を知らんのも困りものだ。よかれと思い放任してきたが、これはそろそろ刈り取らねばならんかの。
The old man cackles. He bends into the shadows as he roams the uninhabited town, White Skull and Toe. He's looking at the boy and girl. The old man pleasantly watches his enemies. He has no hostile intent. How could he hate something that is hardly even a foe to him anymore? To the old man, there are no different from pebbles by the wayside. But the White Skull thinks differently. To him, a thread is a thread, no matter how small. Any obstacle should be removed on the spot, even if they are beyond his own powers to defeat. The man who was summoned as assassin acts strictly according to that unwritten law. He inquires of his lord. The boy and girl are highly vulnerable as they walk through the ghost town. How can they be so defenseless in this land of death? The skull can only see them as sick individuals with a wish for death. Thus, one might even consider it a mercy to end them here. And yet,
いや、それはいささかもったいない。ここまで生かしておいたのだ。ここで終わらせては芸がなかろう。
The old man has no mercy. He is rotten to the core, having lived for 500 years and lost his humanity in all but shape.
例えばこういう筋書きはどうかな、朝日。ここに生贄がおる。人の世に疎まれ憎まれ、呪われ続けた哀れな肉だ。この肉はな、けなげにも世界を嫌おうとせん。ただ一人でも自分の味方をする者がいる限り、その味方が住む世界を嫌わぬよう努めておる。いやはや愛欲とはかくも尊く強力なものらしい。肉は何をされようと人の世を憎みきれん。憎めばその味方を否定することになると懸命に自らの泥を抑え込んでおる。故に肉には何をしても効果はないのだ。だがその唯一の味方に否定されたとしたらどうなるのか。もとより世の全てに否定されたものだ。唯一信じた希望に裏切られたとあれば、もはや歯止めとなる道徳など存在しまい。
Oh man.
では、魔術師殿はあの少年に最後の一押しをさせたいと。
Oh man, this is not gonna be good, chat.
さよう、幕引きはあやつにこそふさわしかろう。予想外の成長ではあったが、あそこまで持たせてくれたのだ。ならば、息の根を止める喜びは譲ってやらねばなるまいて。
Aww. He chuckles in delight. Sadism and satisfaction color his mirth. Enamored with his own ingenious suggestion, his chattering laugh makes him seem like a skull bobbing in the wind. In the end, we got home before midnight. We decided there wasn't any point in wasting our stamina when there was nothing else to do. My feet feel heavy. The physical stress of training all day must be catching up with me. My body feels like lead and my eyelids might droop closed at any moment. I'm sleepy. Maybe my mind's worse off than my body. I want to sleep so badly that I might just curl up on the floor in this hallway.
おかえりなさい。街の様子はどうだった？リン。
Ilya was waiting for us in the living room. Sakura isn't here. Of course not. Sakura's... No. Sakura should be sleeping in her room right now.
やられた後だった。それよりさくらは？
何もなかったわ。ちゃんとベッドで眠ってるし、起きた様子もないみたいね。ライダーを刺激してない分、魔力に余裕があるから調子いいんだと思うわ。
そう。まあそれでも一応警戒して。あの子次に暴走したら後がないから。
It doesn't seem like Tosaka's any worse off after seeing the ghost town.
私は疲れたから寝るけど、イリアはどうする？
私も休むわ。明日は製鉄でしょ。よく睡眠をとっておかないと失敗しかねないから。
I'm having anxiety over this. Ilya bids us a good night and goes off to the Tsami room.
じゃあ今日はこれでお開きね。シロも休みなさい。気づいてないようだけど顔真っ青よ。
Yeah, why wouldn't he be? My body feels heavy. I do manage to roll out of my futon even through my brain fog. Even through my brain fog. Even through my brain fog, thanks to daily muscle memory. I collapse into bed. When I roll onto my back and look up at the ceiling, I made little time to think. I try to think with my exhausted brain. I think about my left arm, about loosening the shroud today, about experiencing unbearable agony and terror last night. I easily overcome it in a day. It ended so easily that pain and fear might have never existed. If I think seriously about what that means, I know the answer. I think about Ilya. She told me that she could never live with me. She said that it would be nice, but it couldn't happen, because she doesn't have long to live. She told me something that anyone would know. I think that about Sakura. Oh, I think about the shadow. Her life is becoming more confined with each passing day, because the crest worms are feeding on her body and doesn't have enough magical energy. It isn't her fault. It isn't Sakura's fault, and that her body is this way. All I can do for her is share my magical energy. If I give her some blood and supply her with enough power, she should be able to hold together. I close my eyes. Ilya said that we're all beyond saving. There's only one choice to make. I made it long ago.
帰ってきたんですか？
I hear a voice from the hallway.
起きてる。入ってきてくれ、さくら。
I get up. Even if my head isn't working right, I wanted to see Sakura.
はい、失礼しますね。ごめんなさい。 物音がしたものだから起きてきちゃいました。
Is he gonna fucking try to kill her here?
先輩におやすみなさいって言っていなかったから。
Sakura's her usual self. She's introverted, thoughtful, and always holds in what she wants to say, but she's still the girl who tries to laugh and means so much to me. Over the last year, she's become so stunningly beautiful that now I want to embrace her at any time we're alone together. She's the person I promised to protect forever.
要件はそれだけなんです。先輩のおかげで体の調子もいいし、今夜はよく眠れそうだから心配いりませんよって伝えたくて。
Sakura's her usual self. Of course she is. Why wouldn't she be? She couldn't possibly be the Sakura that came on to me that one night, huh?
先輩、やっぱりお邪魔でした。なんかすごく眠そうというか疲れてるように見えるんですけど。
さくら、ちゃんと眠ってたか？
But I still voice my anxiety. My tired mind can't organize its thoughts.
はい、ぐっすり眠ってました。また怖い夢を見ましたけど、寝つくまで先輩がいてくれたから我慢できました。
Scary dreams. I know I shouldn't ask what they were. I say nothing and reach for her long hair.
先輩。
さくら、こっち。
My hand falls from her hair to her shoulder, and I bring her close.
先輩、私。
さくらは嫌か？
I whisper into her ear as I hug her. Sakura doesn't resist, burying her head in my chest.
すごく嬉しいです。
She lets herself relax and snuggles against me. Then I hug her very tightly. I can't control myself. I've always wanted to do this with her. There's been so many times I wanted to hug Sakura until I pass out. So I do. Sakura's voice doesn't reach my brain. All I hear is my ragged breathing. It's Sakura who wants me, who needs me. For I know it, I'm the one being satisfied. I lose track of time. I try to keep watching this nightmare until morning, but the power soon goes out in my body. I start to fall asleep, still holding Sakura's hand. Saving her body heat through my hands, I fall into a deep sleep. Then the rational part of me speaks. The ecstatic brain recovers its calm in the abyss of sleep. What will happen if you do this? By drowning yourself in Sakura, maybe you're decisively admitting that your fears are justified. Oh boy, look at that. Look at that, chat. That's neat. I'm having scary dreams again. Something creeps along the road. Something scary that kills people with each step it takes. I watch it go from place slightly behind it. I don't want to watch it, but I can't turn away. It's a scary dream. An anime that I'll have to keep watching over and over. But if I'm being honest, I've started to feel a slight closeness to it. I was afraid at first, but I'm used to seeing it now. Above all, this child doesn't have a bad heart. It just eats in a different way than we do. It's a lot like me.
暇そうだね、彼女。どう？一緒に遊ぶ？気分が悪いのかい、お嬢さん。それなら、そうだ。そこで少し休んでこうか。なんだよ、何黙ってんだよ、あんた。そっちだってそういうつもりでついてきたんだろうが。
Tonight is the same. Why do they all come up to it? Maybe it has something that draws men in. No matter how many people it kills, No matter how many days this goes on, all it needs to draw in its food is to walk around at night. It eats. At first it ate in a rush, but it's gotten the hang of this. There's no need to hurry. Once they're pulled in by their feet, it's all over. It eats up their heart and mind without leaving a single drop. Giggle and sing, go go. It's in a good mood tonight. Even though it's never shown any emotion before now, it's giddy tonight. That makes me feel closer to it too. I'm very happy tonight. After all, it's the first time. The first time Senpai sought me out himself. Yeah, so there's nothing to be afraid of anymore. I'm still having these scary treatments, but they're no problem at all. The world seems so beautiful and kind because Senpai is looking at me. So I start to think that even this bad dream could go on a little longer, and I set out in search of my next meal. Unfortunately, that's Gilgamesh. I run into someone who's even scarier than this dream. I run away. The thing has never been afraid of anything before, but it flees in terror from this man. Golden hair and red eyes. He smells like me. I've never seen him before once. I'm seeing him before once. Oops. He's the golden servant who warned me to kill myself. I run. From what? I run. From whom? I run. Why? My dream won't end. The thing looks so pitiful as it panics and runs into an alleyway. It's all over for it now. In an instant, countless blades stabbed the thing. That's weird. It hurts. She's the one who got stabbed, so why am I in pain when I'm watching from over here? She's the one who's dying, so why am I on the ground? I'm the one who's dreaming, so why? Why is my body cut to ribbons? Shh. I'm in a dream, but it hurts, Senpai. Something spilling out of my stomach almost looks so pathetic. I try to put the squishy things back inside, but my hands are playing somewhere else. My feet. I have feet, but the body they're attached to is dangling around. When I try to say something, it hurts like I've been struck by lightning. But I can't move, so I can't get away. Why am I... He has no mercy. The golden man snaps a finger and a blade bigger than my own body chops my head off. A nightmare. This is a nightmare. It's just like the dreams I've had so far. It isn't really happening. Once I open my eyes, I'll be back in Senpai's house. See, I'm about to wake up. Because it hurts so much. It hurts so much I want to die, so unless I wake up, I really will. But I can't wake up. I can't wake up from this dream. Help. Help. It hurts. Help. Help. I need to hurry and wake up or else it'll take me with it. But I can't wake up. I can't wake up from this dream. This dream. I can't get out of this dream. Senpai! And then the woman falls. She sprawls onto the ground like an insect pinned in a museum plaque. Her entire body skewered by noble phantasms. The woman is still conscious. Her life is far beyond saving, but she doesn't know when to quit and keeps trying to move her limbs.
まだ息があるのか。息汚いな、娘。
He hands down her death sentence with disdain. The golden man, no. The heroic spirit named Gilgamesh mercilessly lets the final stroke fall.
死にたくない。やっと先輩が私を見てくれたのに、もっと触れて欲しかったのに。
Woman must not be seeing anything anymore. As if in a trance, she speaks a mundane wish in her final moments. Finally, just when she'd finally grabbed hold of a small sliver of happiness, reaching for that shred of cloth.
やだ。死にたくない。死にたくない。だって今死んでしまったら、先輩は。
それが目障りだ。俺の手を煩わせるな。
The executioner's sword falls. Dream is over. The woman's mind sinks into a pool of blood and disappears into a dirty alley floor, never to wake again. By the time he turns around, it's too late. It consumes him from his feet. There's no escape, because he's already... It takes a while longer than usual. She starts walking, her stomach growling. The only thought that drives her is hunger. Even the king of heroes, worth hundreds of thousands of souls, isn't enough to sate her. She cries out as if in a fever dream. This is no dream. It's the first time she goes into the breeding cage of her own. Okay, disrespectful as save spots, I swear. The chapter is called Last Talk. This happened 10 years ago. In the middle of a blazing town, I chased the responsibility of being the only survivor. I've never forgotten, not even once. The price I paid for surviving is making sure that this scene never happens again. I swore an oath. I swore to myself that I'd always do the right thing like my old man. That's what Shido Miya has spent his life doing. Got this far allowing my own life to be used by others so that I could proudly face those who couldn't be saved. I understand that all too well. I do. And yet... I know the main culprit. You know who you should defeat. The Black Sun. You have to kill the shadow which appeared in the sky that day before it happens again. Remember what you lived for all this time. You affirmed your way of life to save those who wish to be saved and to help innocent people who get caught in tragedies. And if you're going to reject it all now just for one woman,
それを裏切るというのなら、お前は。
then Shiro Mio must pass judgment on himself. I wake up from my slumber. What the fuck is happening, man? Like, I know what's happening, but like, what the fuck is happening, dog? It's bright outside and past 7 o'clock. My body feels heavy. Limbs feel numb. My sluggish head can't quite remember who I am. Maybe my blood isn't flowing yet.
そうだ。Sakura、朝は何がいい？
I pat Sakura, who's sleeping next to me. Strangely, all I remember is that we went to sleep next to each other. The fact that the girl I love is sleeping next to me must be far more important than the silly questions like who I am.
Sakura、朝だって。そろそろ起きないと、朝飯とか遠坂とか、いろいろ大変。
I touch her shoulder with a couple more times. Sakura feels cold. I don't mean her attitude. She's physically cold and hard to the touch.
Sakura.
In a haze, I get up and look around the room. She's not here. The sensation of sleeping together and holding her hand tightly so she won't go anywhere is gone. Sakura isn't in the room.
Sakura.
She's nowhere to be found. Her room is silent and unused. There's nobody in the living room. I can't move my body very well. I stub a toe on the table as I try to get around it. I trip and fall using the wall to get back up. I go to the hallway. Am I panicking? Nothing feels wrong with my body, but I can't calm down. Why am I panicking? What am I anxious about? I try to put it into words, but I end up getting lost in thought for 10 seconds. Am I unable to think right now? Or does something I've already thought of just fail to come to mind? The blood flow in my just awakened head is poor, and I can't tell which it is. I can't remember what I want to do. I see Sakura's shoes by the front door and breathe a sigh of relief. Tosaka's shoes aren't here, Ilya's shoes are. What that means is...
靴がないってことは、そうだ、外に出ているのは遠坂だけなんだから、Sakuraはうちにいるってことだ。
So that's why I feel relieved. Sakura hasn't gone out anywhere. Okay, I'm starting to connect the dots. Basically, Sakura woke up first, and she must have washed up, made breakfast, trained in the dojo, and did laundry in the backyard.
なんだ、心配して損した。
I sigh and turn back to the living room.
シロ
Tosaka comes running in from the front door.
なんだ、遠坂。朝の散歩か？
そんな悠長な真似するかって話は後。さくらが外で倒れてるから運んできて。私は手当ての準備をするから。
The clock turns. It's past 9 o'clock. 2 hours ago, I carried Sakura, who collapsed near the front door, into the living room as Tosaka told me to. My paralyzed brain finally started working.
ねえ、シロ、落ち着い
た？うん。なんとかまともには戻った。心配かけてごめんな、イリア。正直、ここ2時間の記憶がないんで、どんなバカやったか覚えてない。
別にシロは何もしてなかったよ。さくらを抱きかかえてきて、リンが手当てしてる時はずっと手を握ってあげてたでしょ。それで高い熱があるだけだって分かった途端、ペタンって床に座っただけだし。
そっか。それで遠坂、さくらを客間に連れてったみたいだけど。
リンはさっき和室のクローゼットを調べてたけど、きっとさくらの着替えを探してたのね。さくらは汚れてたから着替えさせないと寝かせられないでしょ。
Are you connecting the dots, Shido? I see. It makes sense. I'd have to stay in the living room if in that case.
あのね、今から着替えさせるっていうのに男のあんたがついてきてどうするのよ。
The sucker probably gave me such a warning.
それで2時間待ちぼうけか。いくら混乱してたからって。
It makes me feel like an idiot. Seriously, what's going on with me today? There's so many things I should be thinking about. Sakura's well-being after she collapsed from a fever. The massive meal that the enemy had last night. No, I can think about those later. Right now, I should be considering why Sakura was found outside of the house when she went to sleep next to. I want to vomit. My thoughts deny each other. 2 hours of lost time. That's how long I thought about the problem to the point of not wanting to anymore. My body reminds me.
シロ、思い出せないことは思い出さないで。それは忘れたんじゃなくて、なくなったの。ないものをいくら掘り出しても、出てくるものは苦痛だけよ。
イリア？
なんでもない。ただの独り言だから。忘れて。
No, that is the most concerning thing anyone has said in this game. What are you talking about? What do you mean my memory is gone? We said we don't remember the last 2 hours. That's because it's gone? What do you mean? Elia looks away. I know we were told that the arm causes amnesia, but like the memory should still be there. The only way if the memory is gone is if the nerves in the synapses, if the synapses are destroyed. Elia looks away and goes quiet. A few minutes pass. Around the time the hand of the clock points to 10.
お待たせ。さくら、目を覚ましたわよ。
So Saka came in and said it like it was no big deal.
遠坂、さくら大丈夫なのか？
さあ、話があるなら私じゃなくて本人に聞けばいいでしょ。私から言うべきことはないわ。
わかった。ちょっと行ってくる。
I stand up. I leave Illy and Tosaka in the living room and go to Sakura's bedroom.
よかった。来てくれたんですね、先輩。
In bed, Sakura sees my face and makes a slightly pained sigh.
バカ、来るに決まってるだろう。さくらが倒れたんだから、どこにいたってやってくる。今回は遠坂に取られたけど、さくらの看病は俺の役目なんだから。
I take a seat in the chair next to her. Sakura does her best to make eye contact while she's lying.
それで、体の方はどうなんだ？遠坂は何も言ってくれなかったんだが。
そうなんですか。姉さん、黙ってるんですね。
まあ、聞きたいことは全部さくらに聞けとさ。一応気を使ってるんだな、あれは。
先輩、ちょっと嬉しそうです。前から思ってましたけど、先輩って姉さんの厳しいところ好きでしょ。
そんなことあるか。そりゃ遠坂はしっかりしたやつだけど、終始あんなんじゃたまらないぞ。大体な、こういう時ぐらいこう分かりやすい気遣いをしてくれなきゃ身が持たないだろう。俺もさくらも。
Sakura nods with a smile. Her expression looks so content, it makes me feel a little relieved.
よしよし。その調子じゃ体の方は安心だな。さくら、遠坂はなんて言ってたんだ？
体力の低下と栄養不足と軽い熱だそうです。寝ている分には何の心配もいらないから、とりあえず今日一日は絶対安静だって言われちゃいました。
Sakura's breathing sounds labored even as she says that. Is she having a hard time even when she's lying down? It seems like she's trying to control her breathing so that I don't worry.
そっか。それじゃあしばらくは横になってろ。その魔力の方は足りてるんだろう？
のですね。
That is a bold-faced lie. If she has had enough magical energy, she would be fine. I feel myself blushing as I ask. Still, it's something I need to be sure of, so I'll have to put up with it. I'll have to put up with it. I'll have to put up with it. Reading is hard.
食べて栄養を取ればすぐ良くなるな。待ってろ。昼飯は腕によりをかけて作ってくれ。
I roll up my sleeve reassuringly. However,
ごめんなさい。本当は私が先輩に作ってあげなくちゃいけないのに、せめて立ち上がれればお手伝いできるのに、そんなこともできないなんて悔しいです。
apparently they were hard words for Sakura to hear. That's right. Sakura's worried about her role in our home. She wants to at least live life, even if she can't do anything about her situation. But she isn't even allowed to do simple things like cook anymore.
ま、今は我慢するんだな。病人は病人らしく休まないと損だぞ。何しろ。
As a plot for you, bro, Man.
後になってあの時もっと休んどけばよかったって後悔するぞ。
I jokingly tell Sakura that it's what's in store for her. Yeah, I'll let her have the kitchen for half a year if that makes her happy.
本当ですか？先輩、後でやっぱりなしっていうのはダメですよ。
本当だって。とりあえず半年はおとなしくしてる。いや、さくらが大変な時は助手としてこの晩ぐらいはさせてもらいたいけど。
I've been standing in the kitchen for at least 8 years too. I need to hold a frying pan in my hands at least once in a while to feel at ease.
はい。じゃあ約束ですよ、先輩。私が治ったら 真っ先にご飯を食べてくださいね。
ああ、そんな約束でよければいくらでも。
I stand up from the chair. I shouldn't tire Sakura with any more conversation. We got to talk and I confirmed that Sakura is safe. No need to let her rest.
じゃあまた後で。昼飯時になったら来るから、それまで眠ってるんだぞ。
I leave her bedside. Sakura nods without saying anything.
そうだ、さくら。
As I reach for the doorknob, something occurs to me. Where's Ryder? Why did you leave the house?
いや、なんで門の前でなんか倒れてたのかなって。さくら、俺の部屋で寝てただろ？
I ask the question as casually as possible. After a slight pause, she answers,
朝の散歩です。先に目が覚めたから少し外に出ようかなって。けど、そこで倒れちゃいました。本当、姉さんの言う通りですよね。今の私は外に出たらダメみたいです。
A very pretty lie. She answers as brightly and naturally as I ask the question. Neither Tosaka nor Ilya are in the living room when I return.
二人とも部屋に戻ったのか。
Could be. They're working on trying to replicate some jeweled sword. My role in this process starts as soon as they create a replica approximating the original. Until then, my responsibility is to draw out as much of Archer's magecraft experience as possible from his arm.
I am the bone of my sword. か。
That's his original incantation that backflowed into me along with the pain. It oddly rolls off the tongue. Once it embedded itself in me, the success rate of my projections dramatically increased. I can complete roughly half of my projections now. I'm copying Archer in order to make copies of a real weapon.
けど、それでできるのは偽物だ。
The projections are meant to be reproductions that are treated the same as their originals. The only thing that Shido Amiya can make is a degraded delusion. If I want to turn that Sorry, there's a bunch of fucking gnats in my room. You might hear me slapping the air. If I want to turn that into an illusion, I have no choice but to borrow this arm's power. Self-destruction. Using this arm, even once, will do more than simply poison myself. It'll light the fuse on the bomb. Once I do that, my end is assured. I imagine a firing trigger, a handgun inside my brain. The muzzle points from my brain to the outside, but the trigger is contained within. The gun devil. The ticking time bomb that Kotomine mentioned must be this mental image of a gun.
なら、頭の中の銃さえ取り出せれば、使ってもスイッチは入らない。
No, I need to get the fuse itself out of my head too. That's the best solution. Of course, I have no idea how I'm supposed to do that.
そうだ、ニュース。
I turn on the TV. I watch the news with a heavy body, feeling a need to know the outcome of last night's incident. It's easy enough to find the right channel. Every single network is talking about it. What a weird way to summon your persona. Take a gun to your head, not a gun in your head. Yes, of course. Disappearance with no clear cause. Residents missing from 40 homes. Not a single person lucky enough to escape that plight that was even aware that their neighbors disappeared. And not a single one of nearly 60 people will ever be coming home again. One by one, I memorized the names of nearly 60 missing persons. One by one, I carved the strangers' names into my mind. And one by one, I replaced them with the names of people close to me. Can you forgive it? When the time comes, will you be able to forgive? Will you truly be able to forgive the one who caused this? And yourself for letting it happen? If not, if you can't protect it from this sin, then the painless way out would be to stop it before any crimes happen. The TV screen goes black. As for the news report that was describing
バカな真似してるんじゃないわよ。
the damage in detail,
私たち、起きたことを悔やめるほど真っ当な人間じゃないでしょ。
Osaka shows up out of nowhere, turning off the TV.
遠坂。
ほら、お茶入れたから飲んで。イリアが一人になりたいって言うから暇になったの。
She sets a teacup on the table. She says it's like it's the reason she's here, even though it isn't. I have no reason to follow her instructions, but
せっかくの茶だ。飲む。
飲んで。けど、舌がやけどするぐらい熱いからね。
そっか。なおさら助かる。ありがとな、遠坂。
Are they dealing with what's going to happen with Sakura? No, because nobody knows what's happening to Sakura except for Shida, who's refusing to admit that. He's like actively keeping the information from himself. I'm sure Elia knows, but she's not saying anything either. I feel like Elia figured it out a while ago.
私が仕切り直したかっただけだし、シロはおまけよ、おまけ。
All I can do is gratefully accept her awkward way of being thoughtful. Time passes. Osaka and I don't do anything. We just look at each other and drink our tea in silence. Strangely, I don't feel nervous. Rather, it feels like a weight is lifted off my shoulders. Like I can take a mental breather. You know, maybe Tosaka's actually a soothing person.
何よ、いきなりにやけて。言いたいことがあるなら言いなさいよね。
ふと思っただけだ。遠坂とこんな風に何もしないでいるなんてことは一度もなかっただろう。俺たち顔を合わせれば聖杯戦争のことしか話していなかったからさ。なんていうか殺伐とした関係だったなって。
しょうがないでしょう。もともとそういう始まりだったんだから。それとも何？この状況で死刑の範囲とかお気に入りの店とか話せっていうの？
いや、別に今のでいいんじゃないのか。なんていうか油断ならない関係っていうのが俺たちらしい。
So it feels odd, unbalanced even, for us to even be lazing around in this way.
ま、遠坂の言う通り、そういう始まりだもんな。俺が遠坂と話すようになったのはマスターになってからだし、遠坂だって俺がマスターにならなければこうして知り合うこともなかった。
In that sense, that's one good thing that came out of being a master. I get to fight alongside the girl whom I've admired from afar. Are we still on about that?
それ少し違う。あなたはどうだか知らないけど、私はシロのことずいぶん前から知ってたんだから。
With a hint of bashfulness, Tosaka murmurs something I couldn't possibly miss.
知ってたって俺を?
How could she not? You're a mage. When I ask why, she nods, looking even more embarrassed.
そんなバカな。もしかして1年の頃話したことがあったっけ俺。
そんなことなかったわよ。知ってたっていうのは一方的に知ってたってこと。ちょっとね、私にとってエミやシロってのはトラウマの一つになってるの。
Eh? Oh, right, her friend. I can't remember her name. Started with an M. Mitsuzuri or something? That didn't sound very nice. I know that you can't go through life without offending people, even when without even realizing it, but still. My mental health is bound to make a very poor outlook when it involves Rin Tosaka, who loves getting payback threefold or even fourfold.
なんでって、そんなの私が言いたいぐらいよ。いいわ。いい機会だから直接愚痴ってあげる。今から4年前のちょうど今頃の話よ。あなた、どうしてだか知らないけど、学校に残って、
okay, we're talking about
日が落
this.
ちるまでずっと走り高跳びやってたことがあるでしょ。
は?
I blink at the unexpected question. Not because the question itself was surprising, though. Sakura mentioned the same thing before.
あるけど、それがなんだよ。
私、それ見てたの。ちょうど昇降口から出てすぐのところ、校庭の端っこでバカみたいにとべっこない高跳びを繰り返すやつをやっぱりバカみたいに眺めてたわけ。
Wait. That can't be true. Sakura was the one watching me. Besides, Tosaka...
言っとくけど、ただの偶然よ。私は生徒会の用事でシロの学校に行っただけで、クラスはおろか学校そのものが違ってたんだから。
だよな。確か一星と同じ学校だったって聞いてる。
そう。あいつとはその頃からの腐れ縁。前は私が副会長であいつが会長だったの。4年間も顔を合わせて言い合ってたら、どっちも気に食わない天敵同士だって理解できたけど。
なるほど。そんなに長い因縁だったのか。
I can't believe that. I can believe that. I always thought that Issei's attitude towards Tosaka was unnatural. Feels like one mystery has been melted only to be frozen again.
とにかく、あなたがバカみたいに飛べない高跳びを繰り返している現場に偶然出くわしたってこと。話はそれだけよ。私があなたを知ったのはその時で、さくらがこの家に通ってるって知ったのはもっと後。それまでシローの名前も知らなかったし、顔だって忘れてたわ。
Well, I understand our history now, but...
あのさ、それトラウマになる話かな、遠坂。
4年越しの復讐ってやつよ。1年前さくらが弓道部に入ったでしょ。それで暇さえあれば弓道部を見てたんだけど、たまたまね、部員でもないのにやってきたやつがいてさ、そいつの顔を見て思い出したの。あいつあの時の大バカだって。
I have something to say about how she found that out, but I keep it to myself.
で、その瞬間にショックを受けたわけ。私は名前も知らない、学校も違う、おまけにバカだって思ってた見知らぬ他人を3年経った後でも一目で分かったってことにね。それで、あいつは私にダメージを与えていたんだって3年経ってようやく気づいた。 私はあのバカみたいにずっと走ってた誰かを羨ましいと思ってたんだって。
なんでさ、そいつバカだったんだろ。遠坂が羨ましがるようなやつじゃない。
そうね、私は羨ましかったんじゃなくて負けたって思った。そいつが少しでも飛べるんだって希望を持って走っていたんならよかった。そんなことなら素通りしてさっさと家に帰ってたけど、そいつは自分でも無理だって分かってるのよ。何をしたって無理だって分かってるのにずっとそれを繰り返してた。たとえ無駄でも挑むことに何か意味があるんだって信じてるみたいにね。正直そんな無駄は私にはできない。昔からそうなの。私は事の成否を測って今の自分にはできないって判断したらすっぱり手を引くたちでさ。できないことはやらないし、それを力不足だとか残念だって思うこともない。そのあたり冷めてるっていうかひどい人間なのよ私。綺麗は非道ではなく機械的だって言ってたけど。
Osaka isn't saying this out of humility. She's confident and proud of who she is.
けど時々思うことだってある。事の正義なんて考えずただ物事に打ち込めることができたら、それはどんなに純粋なことなんだろうって。まあそんな風に迷うほど子供だった頃、いきなり自分と正反対のやつを見せられたらショックでしょ。だからトラウマ。あの日真っ赤な夕暮れの中でバカみたいに走ってたそいつは私にとって。
She doesn't mean it in a hostile way. She's glad she was there. She looks like she's daydreaming as she murmurs it.
つまんないこと話したな。うまくいかないからナーバスになってるのかしらね。
Osaka stands up and declares that break time is over.
部屋に戻るわ。午後はイリアと骨格の製鉄をしてるから、シローはさくらの看病でもしてあげて。
She puts her teacup in the sink and leaves down the hallway. But before she's gone,
ねえ、さくらの様子どうだった？
she stops and asks me as if she just remembered.
元気そうだった。熱はまだあるようだったけど、前に倒れた時に比べれば安心できる。それにさくら本人もおとなしいしな。前は無理して家事をしようとしてたけど、今日はおとなしく横になって
Doesn't that mean she's doing bad?
あれなら治るのも早いんじゃないか。
おとなしくしているのは当然でしょ。あの子自分じゃもう立ち上がれないんだから。
She can't stand.
なんで？魔力は足りてるはずだ。なら体力だって十分にあるんじゃないのか。
ええ、魔力も体力も人並み以上にあるわ。けど中身はひどいものよ。昨日の夜何があったのかは知らない。けどあの子一度は確実に死んでるわ。そう思わなければ納得がいかないほど手足の筋肉がズタズタなのよ。
まさかさくら外傷なんてなかったじゃないか。
外見だけ綺麗につなげてあるだけよ。体内の刻印柱に食いちぎられたのか他の何かに切り刻まれたのかは知らないけど、もし体中を切り刻まれたとしたらその痛みは体だけじゃなく心まで壊してるかもしれない。聞くけどさくら、あなたのこと分かった？
Immediately, yes. I stopped myself from reflectively saying, of course. Osaka looks like she's been in anguish. Meaning...
さくらは遠坂が分からなかったのか。
いいえ、ちゃんと私だって分かってたし姉さんって呼んでくれたわ。けどあの子が見てたのは目の前にいる私じゃなくてさくらが思っている遠坂凛だったんでしょうね。ほんと初めましてだの、もっと早く会いたかっただの、 本音を立て続けに言われた時はさすがに先だったわ。
Sasaka's voice grows cold, and she looks away. She wanted to kill her. Sasaka wanted to kill Sakura?
要するに私にはできないってこと。あなたみたいにさくらを最後まで擁護することもできないし、その気もないの。
遠坂。
言ったでしょ、私できないことはやらないの。私が遠坂凛である以上、もう無理だと判断したらさくらを殺すわ。まあ初めからそういう約束だったから念を押すこともないんだろうけど、一応宣言しておこうと思って。感想はいいわよ。あなたの考えは分かってるし、言われても何がどうなるわけでもない。私たちは造剣を倒すことにおいては仲間だけど、さくらに関してはずっと平行線のまま。それが嫌なら一刻も早く造剣を倒せばいい。けどシロ、もし造剣とあの黒い影が全く別物だとしたら、あなたはどうするの？
I keep my mouth shut. Sasaka's question is so pointed it gives me vertigo.
シロ、私はいよいよとなったらあの子を殺す。それがどちらにとっても最良の方法よ。それを。
It seems like everybody's figured it out, but we're just kind of pretending that's not the case. Sasaka goes back to her room, leaving me alone in the living room. She hears a voice. Her body is in tatters and her mind's in a haze, but she hears a voice that she didn't want to hear.
あなたはどうだか知らないけど、私はシロのことずいぶん前から知ってたんだから。
She doesn't consider why she can hear their conversation. She just wishes that she could. If she could move her hands, she'd cover her ears, but if she can move her legs, she would go to the living room to put a stop to this.
私それ見てたの。ちょうど昇降口から出てすぐのところ、校庭の端っこでバカみたいにとべっこない高跳びを繰り返すやつをやっぱりバカみたいに眺めてたわけ。
The girl bites her lip. Her sluggish fingers clenches her bed sheets hard enough to tear them. The old story her sister recounts in a disinterested tone. They sat on the schoolyard that evening 4 years ago. We're just talking about the memory like it only belongs to her. Like it's something that only she knew about. She's lost in a beautiful memory, even though I didn't even know she was there.
やめて。お願いだから。それ以上。
Don't take this memory from me, she begs. With an inaudible voice, she squeezes out a plea that no one can hear. Her sister continues telling the tale. What difference does it make that she has that she knows it too? I'm confused on why that matters to you. It's not like Rin actually likes him. Then again, I guess she's being irrational anyway, so maybe I'm trying to make logic out of something that isn't logical to begin with. Her sister continues telling the tale. The girl is getting left behind, just as she feared. He was the only thing. That memory was the one and only precious thing she'd have over her big sister, who was now treating it like another memory. Any other memory. She reinforces her frayed nerves with her power, her mind, and covers both ears with her hand. She doesn't want to hear it. This is torture. Why? Why? Why does she know what's happening in the living room? Does her shadow stretch that far? No, never mind that. She doesn't want to hear anything. No more. If she hears any more, she has a feeling she'll go insane. She still can't block out the conversation, even as she covers her ears. Her sister's words echo straight into her brain. She can cover her ears and gouge out her eyes, but she can't escape the sight. And then
シロ、私はいよいよとなったらあの子を殺す。それがどちらにとっても最良の方法よ。それをあなたもよく考えておきなさい。
her sister coldly thrust those words she the least wanted to hear. At the least person she wanted to hear them. And then she couldn't hear their voices anymore. She can't tell what's happening in the living room. Of course not. Her world consists of only this dark room. She can't step out into that distant bright world. Her eyelids feel warm. She realizes she's been crying on her own. She's sad and frustrated. Her sister is a coward. Why is she forcing the obvious conclusion on Senpai? Because it's her duty as the Susako mage? That she can fulfill it on her own. I pull Senpai into it. My sister is trying to take my Senpai, my one and only ally in the world, My one and only ally in the world stand with her. Hate. She knows how self-centered it sounds, but she hates her. She's going to make Senpai abandon Sakura Matou. Rinto Sakura is truly cruel for doing that. But it's strange. Why do I hate her so much when it's what I want? Nei-san said I should just disappear. I know that, and I agree. I can't remember the details anymore, but I do know that Shirome would be saved if I was gone. I can't. I don't want to lose anything else. I don't want to be alone anymore. I know warmth now, so I'm afraid of the cold. I know warmth now, so I hate everyone who's been warm this whole time. I won't disappear for them. I won't let them kill me. Because... She really didn't do anything wrong. She's just doing things that are wrong. But all of the things that are happening to her are not her fucking fault. And the fact that she has to die due to a whole bunch of unforeseen circumstances that are not her fucking fault sucks. Everyone else is wrong. I never wanted this outcome. It only happened because nobody helped me. So if nobody did anything to help me, that means they wanted it to happen. They weren't against me, that's the same as agreeing with me. In that case, nobody will punish me. They couldn't if they tried. No. The actual problem is that I can't die. Nobody can kill me. If you're going to, I'm okay with that. When you're killed, I'll instead. Not just my sister, even Senpai. If they try to erase me, I won't put up with it anymore. Yeah, if they're going to hate me and go far away, then I'd rather... I'm going to assume that all the things that are here are kill and be killed with my own hands before he ends up with someone else, just like my nightmares. She coughs. Painfully, she turns her delusions into blood, expelling it from her mouth. Nothing connects. She doesn't know what's good or bad. She doesn't know she doesn't know if she's right or wrong. Who am I? How much sanity do I have left? Everything's getting so foggy. I feel like I'm going mad.
こんにちは。まだ自分は残っている？さくら。
And then, she realized there's a silver-haired girl sitting there. She's just like her. A pale girl who was never treated as human, meant to become a vessel.
セイバー、ランサー、キャスター、バーサーカー。この4つだけならまだよかったのに。どこでそんなものを取り込んだの？さくら。まだアサシンとライダーが残ってるのに。もう満ち足りてるなんて驚きだわ。
She doesn't know. She heard from her grandfather that just like the girl, she's a container to store the souls of the defeated servants. But the implication that servants other than other than the ones she was given or defeated is...
それはいいわ。おかげでアーチャーを奪われる心配がなくなったんだから、深くは尋ねない。けどさくら、これから自分がどうなるか、わかっている？
She feels something go cold deep in her head. The question pulls Sakura Matou out of her fevered haze.
知りません。どうなるんですか、私。
The pale girl pauses. The Ironsburn master created solely to be a vessel. Looks down at the imitation before her.
絶対に助からない。
She tells the broken girl of their shared fate. Fuck. Alright. I don't care if it's long. I'm still going. Fuck it. My body still feels heavy. I need to make lunch for Sakura, but right now I want to lie down for a little while and give my mind a break. 8 hours and 41 minutes. No, we're fine. Sure you want to keep going? Yeah, I'm fine. I've already broken up the parts, so it'll be okay. It's not like that when we were playing Persona and I was like 10 hours and I was like, oh, fucking, I don't know, 10 hours. It won't let me upload longer. I've been breaking it up. We'll be fine. I flop onto the futon and bury my head in the pillow. I know. Ever since that day, we've run out of time to stall any longer. Can't keep putting off the question. Sakura, I need to decide what I'm going to do right here, right now. I jump out of the bed. A voice. I'm sure I just heard a voice. It came from within this room, very close by. A chill runs down my spine. The scary thing is, I know the owner of the voice is in here, and I still have no idea where it is. The big purple man once said, the strongest choice requires the strongest will. What? Someone whispers in my ear. This voice, the flowing yet robotic way of talking, belongs to that skull-masked servant. What a disaster. Even if he specializes at stuff, how do he manage to slip through the house's bounded field and get this far without anyone noticing? You never heard that quote from Thanos? Thanos was just not the first person that came to mind. Now that you said that it's Thanos, I'm like, oh yes, of course. But the first person that came to mind was fucking Barney, and I was really confused. I searched for the presence I felt behind me while judging the distance to the door. It'll take 3 seconds to leap across the room to the hallway and dive into the yard. An assassin can kill me 4 times in that span of time. Meaning that the only way to survive this is to entertain him. Yes, clearly Roddy the purple dinosaur was distinguished half of life. Yes. Obviously. I fucking hated Barney.
Matou の屋敷でお前を待っている。魔術師殿にも戦闘の意思はない。お前が一人で赴くのならば。
Are we about to make bad decisions?
魔術師殿もお前を歓迎するだろう。
Hell yeah, terrible decisions. Assassin's words are believable. If his goal is to kill me, I would have been dead as soon as he entered the room. The fact that it hasn't happened yet means that Zolkin wants to talk. What he wants to talk about is whether it's a trap or a separate issue. Sure. I feel like we should accept this. It's a trap. Yeah, I know. That much is obvious. It's just as true that I might never get another chance to speak with Zoken one-on-one again. And I can't afford to wait. I don't know if I would accept this as this choice as if I was Shido, like if I was specifically Shido and Mia, but as a player, I think we should accept this. I need to face Zoken and get him to take the crest rooms at Sakura.
わかった。俺に話があるんだな、ゾウケンは。
良い選択だ。では急ぐがいい。私とていつまでもライダーの目はごまかせん。他の者がこの会合に気づけば、魔術師殿の気が変わろ
う。俺だけにする内緒話ってわけか。
He doesn't answer. He must not have any further business with me now that I've agreed. Assassin disappears completely just as suddenly as he appeared. I sneak out of the Amiya house and make my way to the Matou mansion. The sky is cloudy. Because of the dim weather, the house seems shrouded in an ominous air even though it's still daytime. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the like button. Like, seriously, it helps out so much. I know it's not something that everybody thinks of doing, but like, go ahead and hit that thing one time for the one time. If we're on Twitch right now, which we are, I've been going for 9 hours. I'll go inside without ringing the doorbell. It's been a year since I was last in this house. I rely on my vague memory of it to walk through the hall and into the parlor on the first floor.
Oh, 思ったより早い到着だな。エミヤの小せがれ。
Zoken's the only person I see in the parlor. I don't see Assassin or the Dark Saber. Looks like he really did want to talk to me.
なんじゃ。わしと挨拶を交わす気にもならんか。これは随分と嫌われたようだの。
Dude, you're a 500-year-old corpse, brother. I don't really want to talk to you. I'm here out of obligation. Zoken doesn't exude any bloodlust. He's making fun of me. His obvious confidence is not even bothering to kill me after all this time. Starts to irritate me.
さて、招待を受けたからにはお主も話があるのだろう。ならば座るがよい。お互い立ち話で済ませることではなかろう。
まさかお前との話なんて立ち話で済ませるもんだろう。
I fight down to the urge to strike Zoken down where he stands and glare daggers into him instead. Like him, I can't hide my hostility. I don't have an ounce of forgiveness for the person who did that to Sakura's body.
Zoken, これが話し合いだって言うなら、俺から言うことは一つだけだ。今すぐ桜を解放しろ。
If he refuses, the only thing left to do is to fight. Even if he summons Assassin or Saber, I'll take down this monster before I die.
桜の解放か。いや、そうしたいのはわしも山々なのじゃがな。残念だが、もはやわしではどうしようもできんのだよ、小僧。
I figured that out for a while. The old man standing in front of me looks genuinely regretful as he says it.
なんだと？
わしが何をしたところであそこまで育ったあれは救えんのだ。桜はすでに聖杯として機能しておる。この場でわしが刻印中を取り除いたところであれが自滅することに変わりはない。
Wait, Holy Grail? Sakura's functioning as the Holy Grail? What does the Holy Grail have to do with this?
待て、桜が聖杯ってどういうことだ？お前、桜は一体？
決まっておろう。聖杯を手に入れ、己が望みを叶えるための手段じゃよ。すべては我らマキリの悲願、真の不老不死たる魂の物質化のために、10年前の戦いの折、わしはあれに聖杯としての機能を与えたのだ。
聖杯としての機能を与えた？
そうだ。10年前の聖杯戦争の終わりは聞いていいよ。お前の父エミヤキリツグは儀式によって完成した聖杯を破壊した。戦いはそこで終わり、聖杯を下ろす儀式はまたも失敗したのだ。だが何もかも失敗だったわけではない。一時であれ聖杯は完成したのだ。ならばその破片、砕け散った聖杯をそのまま捨ておくのは惜しかろう。
What the hell? My brain grinds to a halt. So this man took his granddaughter and...
そう、回収した聖杯を移植したのだ。だがわしとてそこまで下道ではない。あれが人間として生活できるよう工夫はしたがな。
じゃあさくらの体内の刻印値が。
No wonder it's not satisfied.
聖杯を触媒にして生み出したものよ。それによって肉体は魂を受け入れるための容器となり、儀式が果たされた時門となって道をつなげる触媒となった。アインツベルンが作り上げる聖杯の真似事よ。まあわしではキャツラほどの技術がないゆえ8割方自己流となってしまったがな。
He chuckles warmly. What imitation of the Einsburn? He just picked up some pieces of the finished Holy Grail and put them into Sakura, who had nothing to do with any of this?
てめえ、自分じゃ聖杯が作れないからってそんな方法で聖杯の真似事をしようとしたのか。
実験、あくまで実験じゃよ、エミヤの個性がね。
That's even worse.
この程度では次につなげる実験に過ぎん。本来ならあれはゆっくりと何十年と歳月をかけて聖杯に近い存在へ変わっていく予定だった。魂を収める器としての機能を持ちながら、あくまで人間として生き天寿を全うするように施したマキリ流の聖杯の第一歩になるはずだった。
さくらが第一歩だと。
当然じゃろう。さくらはそのためにマトウによこされた娘じゃ。マトウに娘をやるということはマキリの悲願達成の礎とすること。当坂とてそれは承知のはず。キャツもわしも目的は同じだからな。
What the
不
fuck?
老不死を手に入れるためならば共に鬼にもなるわ。
不老不死だって。そんなバカみたいな理由でさくらを利用したっていうのか。お前も遠坂の親父も。
無論もとよりこの地に起こした聖杯戦争はその位置に至るための儀式。そのためだけに我らは手を組み、わしだけが今も無様に生き続けておる。マトウの後継者たちによって遥か先になるであろう悲願達成のためにな。だが運命とは皮肉なものよ。本来なら適応しない聖杯だったはずの桜はここに来て驚くほどの成長を遂げおった。いやはやわしも老いた。よもや桜があれほどの素質を持っていたとはの。多くのサーバントを取り込みながらも自滅せず、マトウ桜の自我を残したまま未だ生きながらえておる。その姿はまさに聖杯。わしでは作り上げられぬと諦めていたアインツベルンの聖杯そのものよ。
I can't take this anymore. I'm not strong enough to keep listening to this monster's rambling. Forget that Zoken still has a cest serving him.
ふざけんな。何が聖杯だ。人間を犠牲にしただけのものを偉そうに聖杯なんて言うんじゃ。
I gave in to my angers and stepped in to punch Zoken. And yet...
いや、聖杯だとも。そもそも聖杯を作り上げるアインツベルンからして聖杯のベースは人間ではないか。
I stopped moving in response to Zoken's smirk.
人間か、ベース。
I stagger back out of my aggressive posture. I despise myself for immediately realizing whom he's talking about, even though I don't want to know. We knew this already, but...
そうだ。お主がかくまっておるイリアスフィールとて聖杯よ。だが、同類にされては困るぞ。何しろアインツベルンはわしより数倍太刀があり、奴らが用意した聖杯がどのようなものなのか、それは本人に聞くがよい。
My raised fist falls limply. It isn't just Sakura. Having been told that Ilya is in the same predicament, any hostility I had towards Zoken is overshadowed by my profound regret.
さて、お主の話はそれで終わりだな。ではそろそろこちらの番だ。お主を呼んだ理由。あの影について相談したいことがある。
Who wants to ask me about the shadow? Zoken must be talking about the black shadow that's been attacking people all over the town. But that would mean...
何言ってやがる。あれはあんたの仲間だろう。なのに相談があるだなんて。俺たちにあれを倒させたいっていうのかよ。
I shoot Zoken a suspicious glare.
いや、話が早い。そう。わしはあの影をどうにかしてもらいたい。そのためには、お主の力が必要なのだ。エミヤシロウ。
本気か。あんたとあいつは仲間だろ
う。仲間？さて、手を貸したことはあるが、あれから手を貸してもらったことなどない。第一、あれと意思疎通などできるものか。わしはただ、あれが暴れ出さぬよう道を整えていただけだ。被害を最小限に抑えるため、舞をなだめていたようなものなのだが、それも昨夜からできなくなった。
That is true. When it showed up the first time, Zoken was the first person to be scared of it and fucked off. So, yeah, no, he's telling the truth.
言ったであろう。もはやわしではどうしようもなくなったのだと。
My heart convulses. There's nothing I can do about it now. Who is he talking about?
Zoken。
おう、そうであったな。その前にあの影が何であるかを教えてやらねばならなかった。うん。言ってしまえばあれは聖杯の中身だ。聖杯とは願いを叶える万能の釜と言われるが、我らが目指した聖杯は釜ではない。聖杯もまた手段に過ぎぬ。アインツベルン、マキリ、トーサカ。この3家が目指したものは、完成された聖杯をもって外に通じる門を開くこと。
Side.
完成した聖杯とは、あらゆる望みが叶う場所とこちらの世界をつなげる門と思えばよい。
待て。じゃあ聖杯っていうのは？
知れたこと。我らの目的は全て根源に通じること。
Oh yeah, we did learn about that in the first
だが私はそのようなことに興味はない。アインツベルンとて聖杯の完成だけを求めたものどもだ。根源を目指しているのは今では遠坂ぐらいのものだろうよ。まあよい。ともかく聖杯とは願望期につながる穴だ。あの影はそこからこちら側に漏れているものでな。本来の聖杯イリアスフィールならばあのようなことにはならん。あの影は聖杯の模造品がしでかした不始末だ。いや、身内の恥を口にするのははばかられるのだが、育て方を誤ったのだろうな。あやつめ、聖杯として成長したはいいが、きちんと門を閉められんようだ。その不始末で自分が壊れるのは勝手じゃが、人様を巻き込むのはいただけまい。困ったものじゃよ。このままではわしが手塩にかけた聖杯が 町中の人間を飲み込んでしまいかねん。
He shakes his head as if it's someone else's problem, muttering, "Goodness me." Those words have normally made me punch that person that had uttered them, but now what Zoken is saying makes my blood run cold.
じゃあ、あの黒い影は
There is no doubt.
とっくに気づいていたのだろう。何しろあれは桜の影だ。身近にいたお主ならば、あれと桜が似ていると分かっていたはず。
That is Sakura Matou. I struggle against the dizziness. Against the truth. I accept the connection between them that I've known for a while but always denied. No matter what the shadow is, I can't recognize it. Recognize its sins as.
桜はそれを。
いや、桜本人は知るまい。あれは桜を通して現れる聖杯の影。本来はあのように形を得ることはないのだが、桜という門を通して出現する際、桜を原型にし、こちら側での存在をかたどったものに過ぎぬ。聖杯は桜が封じている井戸を借り受けることにより、あのように限界したのだ。正直わしもあれは予想外じゃった。ありえぬとさえ否定したが、日に日に力を増していく以上、もはや認めざるを得まい。
So basically, the shadow that's attacking everybody is not Sakura actually, but it's whatever emotions, whatever inner thoughts Sakura has that are impulsive, whatever invasive thoughts Sakura has. The Holy Grail has now copied it and made itself a physical form that is that, which is really fucked up.
あれは意志を持った聖杯だ。故に自らを完成させるため、糧となる人間の魂を求め続ける。止める方法は一つだけよ。聖杯が桜の無意識によって生まれているのならば、桜本人を止めればよい。そう思い桜を説得しようと試みたのだがな。あの影はわしが桜に近寄ることを阻む。意志こそないものの、あの影は桜自身じゃ。桜が嫌う相手ならば影も嫌悪する。もはやわしでは桜に近寄ることさえ
It is simultaneously not Sakura and is Sakura at the same time, which is really shitty.
近づけないのか。
うん。お主らは桜をわしの手駒と考えておるようじゃが、それも過去の話。あれはもはやお主の手にある。桜と離れたこのわしでは、あれを
This part has a lot of slashes. It says it/she. And I assume that's a weird translation thing where they're using a particular word to refer to it as them or something like they. But yeah, that's something to be happy about. At the very least, Zoken can't touch Sakura anymore. So if we can't just do something about the crest worms in her body.
あんた、桜に何もしていないのか。
うん、しておらぬが。
なら、今も桜が苦しんでいるのは。
それは桜自身の問題じゃな。わしは刻印地を使った覚えなどない。あれは聖杯であること、聖杯からの力の流入で自身を保てなくなっておるだけよ。考えてもみよ。あらゆる願いを叶えるほどの膨大な魔力の渦がある。その渦から流れてくるものを人の身で受けているのだぞ。桜の脆弱な精神がその本流に耐えられるはずもなかろう。
じゃあ、このままいけば、桜は
聖杯であることに耐えきれず破裂するであろうな。いや、桜の意識が空になれば井戸を借り受けていた聖杯が浮上する。あれは自分自身の影に飲み込まれるか。理解したかね。 ここでわしを倒すのも無駄なこと。わしを倒せば聖杯戦争が終結するとなれば、あとは聖杯が起動するのみ。聖杯として起動すればさくらの精神などたやすく無産しよう。あれを救いたいのであらば、聖杯戦争の期限切れまで耐えることだ。大聖杯の完成、門を開くタイミングというものはそう長くは続かん。開始よりすでに10日。過去の例からいけばあと4日ほどでこたびの戦いは終結しよう。
4日。このまま4日経てばさくらは助かるっていうのか。
さて、それはお主が判断すること。今朝のあれの容体はどうであった？あと4日持つと思うか？
持つ。そんなの持つに決まってるだろ
う。なるほどなるほど。だが他の人間はそうはいくまい。昨夜消え去った人間は何人だ？今夜消え去る人間は何人だと思う？いいな。あと何日この町の人間は残っていると思うのかね。
Can't hear the old man's question very well. Is he enjoying this or lamenting it? My head is spinning so badly I can't tell the difference. Defeating Zoken will solve nothing. Sakura won't last until the end of the Holy Grail War. You can't beat that shadow. The people of Fuyuki will keep dying as long as the war goes on. Can I save Sakura? I clench my teeth. Then...
簡単な話だ。お主が桜に手を下せばよい。
Zoken states a cold logic that I already know.
そうであろう。これ以上生かしておいても先はなし。黒い影は今夜も人を襲うだろう。それを防ぐため、あの娘を今すぐ消せ。
I feel dizzy.
わしの要件とはそれよ。お主に現状を理解させてやろうと思うての。恵宮四郎は最大の厄災を保護しておるのだと。
I want to vomit.
わしや当坂の娘では感づかれる。だがお主ならば、あれは喜んでその判断に身を委ねよ。
I can't breathe.
万人のために悪を打つ。分かっていいよ。お主はその意志を継ぐのなら、マトウサクラこそお主の敵だ。
I can't think at all. I walk through the hallway saying nothing, feeling like molasses oozing through the meandering hallways. I can't feel anything firm when my feet touch the ground or when my hand touches the walls. This is so cruel. It's like I'm in a warped nightmare with no way out. I find my way outside, forgetting to breathe.
お主ならば間違いまい。桜には気の毒だが、これも運命と諦めてもらおう。
I walk.
だが小僧、孫に代わって礼を言うぞ。あれは今まで何一つ自分のための行いなどしてこなかった。父親に見捨てられた己が身を呪うでもなく、さりとて姉のように万能を望むでもなく、ただそこにあるだけの人形がごとき、うつろな存在であった。
I walk.
その人形が初めて望んだ男に愛されたのだ。いやいや、さぞ本望であろう。そう自身を責めることはない。お主は最後に一つ哀れな孫に贈り物をしてくれたのだからな。
I walk. Keep walking. I move forward on legs that feel like they could only give out at any moment in the direction of the house that Sakura is waiting in. I go down the hill. Once I go up, oh shit. I just realized I lost my streak on my my Japanese learning apps. Oh well. Once I go up the next hill, the Amiya house will be there, like it always is. I can't stay out here forever. Whatever my reasons, I had a secret meeting with Zoken. It isn't fair to Tosako or the sleeping Sakura. So I need to go back home before they notice. I'll go home and make a decision. The contents of my stomach rise to my throat. I decided I'd be Sakura's ally. I said that I'd protect her no matter what happens to her. I'd be on her side, not the side of justice. But that would mean repeating the tragedy that took so many lives before. I can't do that. I just can't do it. Shido and Mia can't break this vow. It would be the same as rejecting who you are. You were the only survivor of that tragedy and you're going to allow it to happen again? Then you'd be rejecting everyone and everything that supported you this far. No matter how this ends, the sin will never be forgiven. Even on your deathbed. Inaction is silent approval. More innocent people are going to die tonight. If you know that and you don't stop the perpetrator, then you may as well have started that fire yourself.
お前が今までの自分を否定し、たった一人を生かそうというのなら。
あなたはどんなことがあってもさくらの味方ですか?
This is a question of protecting one person or protecting everyone but that person. Whose side will it be on in the end? I have to decide tonight. That's a perfect place to stop. All right. As I said, hit the like button, subscribe. Jesus Christ, man. I don't know what we're doing tomorrow for stream. Since we're so close to the, well, actually, you know what? That depends on if I'm with Pudgy or not. Because I usually hang out with Pudgy on Fridays. If we're not hanging out, if me and Pudgy are not hanging out, then I'll continue this. If we are hanging out, I don't know what we're doing. I'll figure it out. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. It's damn near 1 a.m. I'm just gonna end stream. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night. Thanks for hanging out and take care. Later.